have thoughts about that already. Banned Dark Fairy Rock. Araquanid. Something. Is that Toxapex? Might be Toxapex. Cresselia, Fortress, Lantern, Metacham. No, that's... Oh, that's Galarian.
Yeah, why ban, what?
Galarian Articuno is a ban by the look of it.
Mm-hmm. How do you spell it? Naiad?
Yeah, Naiad.
Naiad?
Yep, that's the one.
Oh god, I hate that. Why can't they just make a normal name for this shit?
Well, they didn't invent the name.
Do I hear N-Hop?
Yeah, it auto-plays, right?
Where does it open? Where is it even, though?
It's in the resources tab.
Yeah, they fucked that up. That's not supposed to happen like that, right?
Just a quick one for anyone watching the VOD. This is our quick, like 5 to 10 minute chat before we actually get into the meat of the thing. So, if you are watching the VOD after the live stream, then just skip ahead about 10 minutes and you'll get into the good stuff. Also, am running off of my phone's hotspot Wi-Fi, so I may get some dips in like reception.
Okay. Yeah, so banned Pokemon are Araquanid, Galarian, Galarian Articuno, Cresselia, Fortress, Lantern, Metacham, Toxapex. And it's allowed Bug, Dragon, Psychic, Water, plus 3 normal types.
I do have thoughts, but I want to wait for that 10 minutes to pass.
They're mostly normals, right?
The inclusions.
I mean, you can have normal of the other typing too, right? Water normal, like that's Bibarel.
I mean, it's possible.
Psychic normal is Oranguru and what's that other thing?
Is there a bug normal or a dragon normal? I don't
no,
think so.
no. Oh, there is a dragon normal, but it's not in Go.
Okay, sure.
And the psychic normal is also a Girafarig.
Yeah. Hey, Beastad.
Girafarig could be interesting because of like a double kick.
Oh, look at that! Someone's already challenger.
What? Oh, this?
Yeah.
King out. Yeah, I mean, he's probably done a lot of these. These people just do a lot of.
Yeah, like they might have like
front. They just do a lot of tournaments, right?
Season.
Yeah, he's #1 in the world apparently.
Yeah, there you go. I was gutted because like I went into the last day
Holy
of my
shit, dude! Look at that.
battles. It's a little too small for me.
130 wins, 56 losses on the season.
Already, far out.
That's insane.
Yeah, and they've done all 40 rounds.
Dude.
No, yeah, they've done more.
Yeah, they're decent, right? Like they have a decent win-loss. But, bro, like me, like I don't even. I think I did the one tournament and I did really bad.
You just did the one?
I didn't like my team from Ember. Yeah, I did one. I went 3-3.
#1 in our
I mean, whatever. It's just the first. I'm 39 in Canada. It's not that bad.
Yeah,
I actually, yeah. It's okay. I didn't really like the meta much, so.
It's weird. I tend to do well in the metas that all the better people don't. I came into the last day of my battles with a 13-3 record. No, it was a 15-3 record. So I was doing very, very well, and then unfortunately I lost my last two, one to Conky and one to like a local. So it put me on 15-5, and I'm like even though that's a very, very good result, I was still real disappointed because like I win both of those, and suddenly 17-3 for the month is like incredible.
Yeah, I think my team was just like, I thought I like had a like, because I did some practice and it was like kind of mixed, and then I thought I had like found a better strategy that I liked better, and then it just turned out like it was like a little too weak to Charizard, and
oh no.
I like had to like I didn't have electric type, and I had to like work so freaking hard every time. Like I had to play perfectly to like be able to win. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's not sustainable all the time, right? So I went 3-3. I lost 3 in a row. I won the first 2 rounds, then I lost 3 in a row. Then I won the final 2 rounds, or I won the final round or something. So.
P-Stud says only Fish is disappointed in 15-5. I'm only disappointed in 15-5 because it was 15-3, right? If having something taken away from you, it hurts a lot more than something you never had a chance of having in the first place.
Or you didn't finish the tournaments. What? Just drop out of the tournaments and not finish the final round? Just to keep the record? Like, what do you want to do?
I mean, no, of course I'm not going to do that, but I'd still be disappointed in a loss. I think that's allowed. Yeah, it's, what was I going to say? I think it's okay to talk about this now, because the tournament's finished, but, one of those 2 losses, very impressed with the guy, like, someone who had gotten, like, reasonable success in the past. Never been, like, never, like, set the world on fire. But, he ended up sweeping this tournament, including a 3-0 with me. Like, I only got swept by 2 people, during the month. One of them was this guy, because he ran an Electivire with
Flamethrower?
Thunder Punch and Flamethrower. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think what's his face? Astro was running Flamethrower on his Electivire, and actually he won some like the Lexington tournament that Wildcat usually hosts, the Lexington Discord. I think Astro won that tournament, which is like pretty good for him. So
yeah,
he was very happy about that.
I can imagine. And it looks
he beat Wildcat in the final round too.
Wow, so. Looks like Thunder Punch Flamethrower was the secret. There was the key.
I don't know what his second move was. I don't know if it was Thunder Punch or it was Ice Punch, but I know for sure he was running Flamethrower, and like I remember we had one Silph battle where like we had a Pylos line and like we were basically gonna like sweep their team, and like they did like 8-9 Thunder Shocks on their Electivire. I'm like, yo, just friggin' shield this shit. Like I don't care if we shield an Ice Punch. I'd rather shield an Ice Punch than eat a Flamethrower to the face. Like
hang on, just giving a shout out to Sosa Flow. Hey Sosa.
Oh, Sosa Flow's here. What a surprise. Welcome in. We were just talking about you before. Fish was hearing you in his head.
When, I don't know if you've noticed, Sosa, when you go onto the Naiad page on Silph Arena, your Twitch video that you did on the meta automatically plays. So even if you're not on the resources tab. So Lyle and I for like 5 minutes were like, "What? No, you're playing this. No, like I'm not playing anything. You're playing this." Like, stop playing this YouTube video. Stop trolling me about it. You say his name too many times. I mean, yeah. So say his name in the full moon and it will appear. Say his name in front of a mirror 3 times, and you don't want to know what will happen.
So dark types are banned, right?
Yes, they are. So that makes, I mean, that takes away one of Bug's targets. Obviously, there is the psychic types that the Bugs are super effective against. So, like, going back to the type.
But I think dark damage is nice. Seems like dark damage is nice.
Okay.
Because it seems like psychic types are like pretty strong. So I'm just looking at what Pokemon can learn, like dark type charge moves.
And fairies are banned
or
too.
Fast moves. I mean, there's not really many good fast moves, like Snarl, I guess. But
yeah. I mean, Faint's
like
attack is not bad.
Is like Greedent is right here, right? Like, and that was one of the ones they added.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like everyone's running Greedent, basically. Like,
okay, cool. Because you start looking at metas a lot earlier than I do. Basically, these breakdowns that we do. This is when I start looking at it. This is my first look at it.
I haven't looked at it as much because I've been more focused on just like trying to finish tinkering with my mainly factions and then my regional team, which I think I've finally settled on.
Ooh.
So
I guarantee you'll make at least one change between now and then.
Well, I changed to Pokemon recently, but the rest of the team was basically the same. So I couldn't make Lickitung work. I just have to. I can't use Lickitung.
Yeah,
it's just too much. There's too many Noctowls and Umbreons and
everywhere.
Steel types. Like it's just like it's kind of like RPS. Like back in the day with the like G-Fisk, Metacham, like Azu meta, like it was nice because it was flexible, right?
Someone put in Walrein. Walrein was on every team.
Walrein too, yeah, exactly. Even like Altaria and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but shifting for sure. And what is banned? Fairies are banned?
Yeah, fairies are banned in this meta. So I find it interesting that the Pokemon that the specific species that they've included are all very generalist normal types. Like
Charm Glade, you're gonna run Charm Glade. Everyone loves this to squeeze a Charmer in, right?
At number 78, rated 77.5.
Pardon? I mean, that was with confusion, but...
Yeah. So it'd be worse with Charm, is what I'm hearing. You at the top, Wild Charge Dragon Claw. So why Dragon Claw over the usual Surf? So, I mean, you've got your water types that wouldn't care about getting hit by a Surf.
Probably does better. It's because there's no Dark and Fairy, right? So it's kind of like a... It's kind of... Well, I mean, Fairy mainly. And Steel, I guess. Is there much Steel?
Let's see.
There's a bit of Steel. I mean, yeah. It's like a nice coverage option. I guess they're saying like the Electric Dragon coverage is like very wide covering with the Shadow Claw.
It is 5 less energy than Surf, which helps.
Yeah, 35.
Yeah.
5 every time, right? Or is it?
It's
4, 5, 4?
5, 4, yeah.
Which is nice, yeah.
And what about, so if you build to a Wild Charge and bait, do you get back to the Wild Charge one quicker? I think you do. Because it's like 6 to get enough for a Wild Charge. And then if you throw Dragon Claw, that puts you at, here we go, trying to quick math here. 6 gets you to 48 energy, then you throw a Dragon Claw, you're at 43, no, not 43, 13. And then 21... 29. It's another 3 to get. It's only 3 to get back to a Wild Charge again.
Okay.
As opposed to a Surf, I think it would be 4. Maybe even 5. No, it'd be 4. It'd be 4. Hey, Cuban.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. Mew looks okay. I mean,
Hey. Yes, sorry.
There's a lot of normal types, it looks like, that are going to be pretty popular, so not that it gets walled by them, but it's definitely not a favorable matchup for me, right?
Yeah, because it
Like
relies a
because
lot
you
on the
have the
Shadow Claw,
crunch.
doesn't it?
Yeah, Shadow Claw is nice in a lot of things, but are shadows banned in this meta?
I don't think so.
No, they're not. Okay.
Well, that's interesting that, like, all of the top Pokemon are non-Shadow. Like, you never see that.
I mean, Dragonite and Dragonair are ranked higher than the non-Shadow variants.
Yeah, sure, but, like, how many metas have you seen where I'm looking at the top 15 right now and there's literally not one Shadow?
I mean, 19, 20, 23, 25, like...
Right, but that's still not common.
I don't know. Yeah, there is no shadows here, but that's why I was wondering if they are banned, but...
Yeah, I am, I'm back into playing Gym Breakers for my team. I didn't play this week, Sturny, but, because I've been just insanely busy, but I will be back. I'm on the list. What are your safest picks? I mean, Mew is rated 100 as a pivot, which it's always been. That's always been its like best strength, has been as a pivot. Then you got your Pelipper as well, Galvantula, which would wreck the Pelipper. Genesect with
I heard that was a good pick.
Is there a normal Technoblast?
Yeah, you can only get a normal Technoblast Genesect for Great League. You can't get one of the other types, so...
Interesting.
This is just the normal Genesect. It has access to X-Scissor, Technoblast Normal, Magnet Bomb, or Hyper Beam. That's the moveset for the normal Genesect.
When was that available?
Yeah, I think this is a really nice typing actually for the meta. Now that I'm looking at it, it's like Fire doesn't seem very common. So like, whereas Mew gets walled by some stuff, like, I mean, this is not like, it's not like bulky or nothing, but definitely like.
So Fire Punch Hypno?
Yeah, you could run Fire Punch Hypno. Can I do Bug Steel typing or no?
Yeah, just go Bug and Steel.
Okay. I like this one the most, I think. See, like, it says you're losing these matchups. Pardon?
So that's Bullet Punch. You recommend Bullet Punch over Fury Cutter?
Probably. Because I think, I just like the farm potential with Bullet Punch. Like, Fury Cutter is kind of like, it makes you like, with the Shadow, it's nice to have like that fast move damage, especially if you get like a boost or something.
Yeah.
You could like farm something down and come out with energy. But it's like, it's kind of tricky to do that with Fury Cutter. But like, look at the wins. Like, these are all these Pokemon are basically top 10, and like the losses are to like Jellicent. Like, you can picture it like winning these potentially.
I can.
You know, you have the Night Slash, like two Night Slash is probably not going to Jellicent. Yeah, it does almost 45%.
Two Night Slashes plus fast moves.
So like, if like they want to come in, like if you farm something down, it's like super dangerous, right?
Does the
I like it.
Does the Sizor win the straight one shield if it calls a bait, or if the Jellicent goes straight Shadow Ball?
I would guess they still win straight Shadow Ball because you probably outpace. Oh no, Sizor wins. They don't get the two Shadow Balls.
Interesting. That's good to know.
Yeah.
And so if you call the bait, then yeah, of course he'd win.
Yeah.
What about zero shots? Like, how much does a Shadow Ball do? Yeah, the Gelatin still
Oh,
creams
bro, get out of here, dude. Sizer.
Yeah, I know. It's
Probably
pretty
almost
darn
gets
fast.
one shot. 88%,
Yeah,
86%.
there you go.
Yeah. So, like, again, it's saying, like, it loses the 2 shield, but that's getting double baited. But it is a pretty, like, I mean, it's a tough one to call because if, you know, maybe the opponent just wants to take shield advantage.
Right.
And then you know shield a shadow ball to the face, and then you're gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
But
sure.
I like this typing, for sure. I like the, like, if we're talking about, like, safe Pokemon, like, Genesect is ranked top 10. I think the main reason for this is the bait nuke potential.
If you're running Techno Blast normal, then you're gonna have a huge problem against Jellicent.
Yeah, you get walled by, like, ghost types with this moveset.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is why I think, I mean, Sizer's rank lower, but I think I like the moveset better. You don't even need Iron Head, I guess. You could probably run, maybe X-Scissor, but maybe Iron Head hits better, like, Walrein and stuff. I'm not sure. But,
Are you still talking about Genesect, or?
No, so Genesect just has a Magna Bomb, but
yeah.
it's recommending Iron Head on Sizer, but, like, I think it could go either way. Interesting, it's not recommending it's not recommending Night Slash on the non-Shadow Sizer.
Oh, isn't it?
Which is interesting. No.
Wow. Huh.
So you get walled by... So, like, water types are kind of the worst for you, right? So Jellicent is ranked 3. So that would be an issue for, like, it's the third rank Pokemon. That would be an issue for Genesect, right?
It would.
Like, you have nothing to hit it with neutral or super effective. Where does the moves go?
Can you Elite TM?
No.
Second, yeah, Technoblast at all?
Nope.
You can't Elite TM Technoblast.
It's all based on the drive.
Okay.
It's all based on the drives that the Pokemon has. It's like a different form.
Yeah, okay. I was
This
like,
is a
imagine if you
normal-
could have, like, a double Technoblast Genesect.
I've been using Genesect a lot for factions
Yeah.
in Ultra League because I just freaking register Genesect, and then I just, like, use whatever drive I need to that week based on my opponent's team. So
Right.
but unfortunately, this Genesect is a normal drive, so, like, it's only has access to that. You can't change the drives, unfortunately. It's based on, like, you can't change the forms.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting that Genesect is only listed once on PvPoke.
here,
Yeah, like, it's so you're
you
describing it as
can't
different
have the
forms.
other drives for Great League. It's
Oh,
impossible.
yeah,
They
right,
were
right.
never eligible from research.
Yeah.
Only
then
way you can
there's-
get this is from a research breakthrough,
Yeah.
right?
No, okay, fair enough.
Like, if
so-
I go to Great League and I type in Genesect, okay, again, because you can only get the one. But if I go to Ultra League, you see they have all of them because you can get them from raids, right?
But you can still only
Only one I
register
don't have
one
built right now
Genesect
is
on a
Burn.
team because they still all have the same typing.
No, I know that, but I'm saying
Yeah.
I registered Genesect.
It's just interesting.
I registered Genesect as my Pokemon.
Yeah.
Then, when the battles come, I choose which one I want to use.
Yeah, which is a
I
good strat.
don't switch during the battles, right?
Yeah, of course. Which
you have to pick
meta
one.
is that?
But it's an open Ultra League.
Oh yeah, figured.
It's really fun. You should try it.
So there is another bug still there, which is really interesting, which is a Scavalier.
Durant? Oh,
Close.
are you talking about Durant?
Because that will beat the
Yeah.
other bug steals at the cost of, like, Sizor would have much better play against the ghosts.
I mean, I feel like Escavalier is better than against Jellicent than Genesect. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm talking about just Sizor. Like, Sizor would have that advantage over Escavalier.
This one will struggle a little bit with, like, things like Mew, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's relying on the Mega Horn for the bug damage, or, you know?
So that's why you run Fury Cutter.
Bug Bite Escav, is that what you're saying?
Oh, Bug Bite, that's the bug move.
Yeah, it doesn't have Fury Cutter. It has Bug Bite.
Huh? Huh?
It's 471 and 401. There you go.
But yeah,
there you go. Now you beat Mew.
Oh,
no, it doesn't look much better. Well. Imagine almost losing to Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Shadow Hypno with Bug Bite.
Wow, I did not know that. How much Hypno have you been seeing in practice tournaments?
I haven't done any practice tournaments,
okay,
so I have no idea. I can check the ones that I had pulled up from the Flash tournaments. Let's see here. It doesn't look like there's a Hypno. I don't see a Hypno.
Defense Deoxys Gradient.
How
important is it to have one of those? I'm jumping around from question to question here. How important is it to have one of those normal, safe pivots on your team? I can see.
I think every team has a normal.
Every team has a Gradient.
At least one.
Oh, so every
team has Gradient because it's the best one. This one has Miltank and Gradient.
Yeah, right.
So you can see who won. Jay, whatever the heck. This guy had a Gradient and he had Mew. Look at Mew, 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 Mew. Gradient. Every team. This is the only person without a Gradient. And they won one. It was a small tournament, but.
Sure. Who was it? Someone mentioned Wobbuffet before. Sosaflow was talking
but, like,
about Charm
Wobbuffet. Look into these teams. Like, I know it's still early in the tournament, but like Galv, Walrein, DD, Gradient, Mew, Altaria, like Sizor looks very safe into that team.
You know what?
You know? There's nothing that scares me, really.
Yeah, as a Sizor user. DD wouldn't... Wish Cash, yeah.
I mean, DD scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
But, like, they have to land the big move, like, you know? And you outpace them to the Night Slashes.
Yeah.
Wish Cash, though, would be annoying, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because those Mud Bombs come out fast and furious.
I like the Beedrill over here.
Not sure about that, but...
I mean, I like it.
Altaria looks pretty popular from what I've seen in this meta.
Shadow Pinsir.
Seems like a lot of the top teams have Altaria.
I'm also gonna I'm gonna give a shout out to Flash tournaments for everyone, and I'm gonna jump into their. Wow, they're running a ranked Ember tournament right now. On the 29th/30th of the month. So let's go into.
Poison Beast won this tournament, and he has Gradient, Miltank, Mew, and Altaria, and Buzzwole. Buzzwole would be like very annoying for Sizor because the counters would just like destroy it. I think Buzzwole looks like people are starting to use that more too.
Okay, why Buzzwole?
I think it's a counter user. You have the bug damage for like Mew and stuff. Although it seems kind of RPS with like Altaria and things like that. You know?
Yeah.
Like, because I think like Gradient's on every team. Like a lot of these teams you see are running like double normal. Like Miltank Gradient seems like a pretty common core.
Mm-hmm.
So like Buzzwole or Escav seems like a nice fit to help deal with that.
I see Sosaflow.
Or you could, or DD Wobbuffet maybe you could run.
I see Lugia on this team. CO is a beast.
Yep. Yeah, Lugia is ranked very high. Where's my... here. Lugia is ranked pretty high in the meta. It's ranked 16.
At the moment, I'm actually not seeing too many hard counters to Galvantula. I think Walreign's the only thing that it would really struggle against.
Yeah, it looks pretty
Dragonair.
good. It's just a little glassy. That's
Of
the only
course.
problem, right? But
Yeah.
like even like Jellicent and like Walrein and stuff, it's not like a dominant win just because it takes so much damage from stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you are right. It does look pretty safe. Dragalge is eligible, which would be kind of like basically any of these ones, like the the dragons with like the secondary, like Como-O or Dragalge. Those would be kind of like the hard wall to it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, looks like it loses pretty badly to roll out Miltank.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are not running Bullet Seed on their green from what I saw. So like it's saying here that it, yeah, they're saying here that it loses the 1 but wins the 2. But I saw quite a few people running Tackle.
How does the tackle greeting
And
do
like
against
Tackle
Jellicent?
makes it even worse
I mean,
because the tackles just add up, right?
Yeah. And tackle greeting should still be fine against Jellicent, right? Because unless it's the Jellicent's running.
It's not great.
Really?
It's not as great. Yeah. I mean, I guess Hex Bubble Beam is probably fine. So the 2 shield, yeah, it still wins.
I mean, yeah, it's not a fun matchup, but it gets the job done.
But if they're running Bubble, they win.
Yeah, okay. Is there any reason running
Because
Bubble,
you're
though? Like, with so many Psychics around?
maybe for the normal types.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Like, it's nice to be able to, like, bubble down a normal type especially if you want to run Bubble Beam. Like, I don't know. It's not the worst.
But
it's worse than probably against Walrein and stuff, but...
What are you giving up, though? If you run Bubble?
So I said Altaria, but
Yeah.
again, like, Heck or Bubble is not, like, necessarily, like, a damage-dealing fast move. Right? Like,
Yeah.
no one's ever like, yo, shit, those hexes are chunking. You know? Like, I
Same
don't
with
know.
Bubble, though.
I mean, maybe if you have a Gengar, maybe you could say that, but...
Okay, so looking at both of these against the Naiad meta in the 1 shield. Wow, Bubble's dropping a lot. So Bubble doesn't gain anything, but it loses Dragonair, Gyarados, Jellicent, Raichu, Alolan Raichu, that is, and Walrein.
Mm-hmm.
Which is,
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
a lot of
depends
those
on what
are
you need, I
very
guess.
topics. Hey, Artemis. And Ryan, hey.
Snorlax looks like a liability, in my opinion. Like, you haven't seen really anyone running... I said Snorlax seems like a liability, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
Because the Ghost Fast move, with every team having green it and some having 2 normal types, just seems like a not a good recipe.
So I thought the superpower actually made up for that. Against the other normal types. Yeah, you're probably right, but I do want to check up just to make sure.
How come Shadowlax isn't on the rankings?
Huh. Oversight, I guess?
Did they only allow normal Snorlax? They didn't allow Shadow? Is that actually a thing?
I'm not sure.
It's very strange.
It's probably an oversight. So Snorlax does win the zeros.
Yeah, but you lose basically, and that's against Bullet Seed. If you check Tackle, you barely win the zeros.
Wow.
It's very close.
Yeah, okay.
Tackle's pretty good.
Well, more specifically,
I don't know. It's not a good matchup. It's not comfortable, right?
Yeah.
All they have to do is shield once, and then they tackle you down, and they come out with a lot of energy, right?
Ryan didn't like
It's gonna be
Snorlax.
the same
in
with
his practice battles.
Miltank. Miltank seems interesting too, but this moveset you do get walled by Jellicent as well. Roll out, body slam, ice beam.
What other moves does it have? I mean, it's
Thunderbolt?
got Thunderbolt, yeah.
Gyro Ball are the two other coverage moves it has.
So you could...
Maybe they want ice beam for the dragons, but
I was gonna say, yes, yeah, like you could run Thunderbolt for Jellicent, but then you're giving up Altaria. Hey, Sandic Lily. Welcome. Also, if anyone watching does want to throw in any sort of suggestions to take a look at, just I think we work best when we're feeding off of chat as well. So everyone, chuck in your thoughts.
no, chat get wrecked. That's what I always say.
You did mention Girafarig, I think, before the stream started as like a kind of interesting little pick. The psychic type that resists normal. It has...
The regular Snorlax can't beat, Oh, Shadow Snorlax doesn't beat Greedent in the zeros, just by the way. I don't know if it's eligible.
Yeah.
I have no idea. It's not showing on PvPoke. Normal. And... Psychic. Oops, that's not how you spell it. It's also not how you spell it. There we go.
You'll get there.
Rangaroo?
Yeah.
Girafarig, Shadow. Beats Jellicent, Snorlax, of course. Loses to Greedent, loses to Mew. Can beat Altaria, though.
Will it still beat the Ghosts if it's running Double Kick?
Has a better rating with Double Kick.
Interesting. It probably beats a lot of the higher meta picks with computer.
Beats Mew
with Double Kick.
With Double Kick, but that's not the... You basically beat all the... You barely beat Bullet Seed Greedent. Interesting. You're losing to Wall. This is Shadow I'm looking at, by the way.
Sure. Ryan and Cubone, I do see your chat, and we will get to that. Just want to finish this thought first.
472. Let's check the regular. See, the regular doesn't seem as good.
Okay. So you liking Shadow better?
I mean, I have one built, so.
I mean,
yeah, it's saying here it still beats Jellicent, and that's with Double Kick.
Yeah, we're looking at a lot of Jellicent right now. Like how it's gonna be popular, but it's not gonna be Greedent popular.
I'm not gonna run it.
You're not running Jellicent?
No. Not with the Greedent on every team.
Right.
I'm not dealing with that shit. It's too RPS for me. Like I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like the RPS metas either.
Like I'm like a pretty, I don't know, like I would say I'm pretty skilled. Do you want to say hi? She doesn't want to say hi.
One day she will.
She's just watering the plants.
So Ryan,
I'm pretty skilled, but
oh yeah, go on.
What is Ryan?
Ryan brings up Buzzwole as a counter user.
Buzzwole? We already talked about Buzzwole briefly.
Briefly, let's
I said
talk
that
about
was
it a bit more.
That was the one that people are bringing because of all the ingredients.
Okay. Do we have anything else to say about it? It's got just
here, 43.
Nothing against Jellicent. Like I think Buzzwole is very RPS itself, so
yeah,
like
it's extremely RPS.
Yeah, it'll have probably a great time against an Escavalier.
That was basically my
factions
matchup. Factions this week was, hey, let me try to run a nice balanced team. What does my opponent bring? Shadow Abomasnow, Buzzwole. Okay, so it's gonna be that kind of week. Great. Like two just pure RPS Pokemon. Yeah, I know it's just okay. The only issue with it is like just the lack of coverage against things like Altaria and Jellicent. Other than that, seems okay. Pelipper, I'm not sure how popular it is gonna be.
Like that's basically it. Like it's great until you get it caught in a losing matchup, which the nature of Pokemon Go PvP, that happens a lot. Like if you get it locked against the Altaria or the Jellicent.
I mean, it gets Jellicent pretty low.
Does it?
It's actually not that bad against Jellicent because Lunge is only single resisted. If you shield the first Shadow Ball, then they need 2 more Shadow Balls to KO you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's workable.
I mean, I might be able to Hex down. It only does 3 damage. I mean, you don't even win the 2-0, so... That's with a Bubble Beam. Maybe if they go straight Shadow Ball. Okay, so if they go straight Shadow Ball, you win the 2-0s, and you leave with 11 HP. So that's kind of what we're talking about. It's like, it's one of those things where if it's the end of the game and this is your matchup, the game's already over, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not all Pokemon. That's all Pokemon that people like to play, Ryan. That's where you're getting confused.
Mm-hmm.
People like to play RPS. Why? Because you don't have to think as much. Oh, what do I do against this? What do I do against this normal type? I punch it, and I lunge it, and I punch it some more. Why would I worry about move timing in neutral matchups when I can just try to RPS my opponent, right? That's
how I
GBL
go
as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's what GBL is built on.
Have you not been watching any Daniel Zaneri streams recently? Nothing against the guy. It's a very common team people are running. Shadow Dragonair lead with Medi Bastiodon in the back. What's the point of that team? Force RPS on your opponent.
Yeah.
You win lead. You put the Bastion on this. You put the Medi on that. You win the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people play that way. I mean, I only got just recently top 20 in the world on the rankings. I mean, I'm not exactly playing RPS teams, so it's not the only way to do it. But there are a lot of people up there that play like that, I will say. So, I mean, it's definitely effective. Buzz hits back at his counters.
Well,
we just looked at the Jellicent matchup, and it didn't really.
Yeah, I think
let's check out the Altaria matchup.
I think that, like, to agree with what Lyle's saying, I think that's exactly what we're saying is not the case.
Again, you win the 2-0, and you need to double superpower at the end, and you leave with 9 HP. Like, see, this is like crazy though. People are like, yo, if you play the 2 shield, you get the Altaria really low, right? Who in God's name is double shielding their Altaria versus a Buzzwole? I will play at this matchup every single time.
Yeah.
If you want to double shield your Buzzwole, bro, you can get Switch if you want. I don't give a shit. You have a dead Buzzwole and I have 2 shields. So I'm gonna sweep your team with something else. Fine. Unless there's a Shadow Vic in the back, like which there isn't in this meta, so I mean, not saying Buzzwole's bad. I definitely think it's good. It has its place. It's just a little alignment dependent, which is not the worst. But there's also these things like Confusion Bronzong, which would be annoying.
It's basically
other
like
flying types.
I always try and approach these things from a perspective of like there's nothing that's like you must run this and you cannot run this.
Yeah.
It's like you make your own choices, and our job is just to talk about, well, here's the advantage of doing that versus the disadvantage of doing that. And so yeah, Buzzwole.
So Altaria's. Altaria and Jellicent are like actually more neutral matchups compared to something like this for Buzzwole, because this little thing here called Wing Attack, that's double super effective. It's gonna chunk.
So basically, what I would want to explore is like, what are the situations in which you would want to have a Buzzwole on your team rather than an Escavalier, for example? If you're going to pick a counter user, is there anything we can find that would make Buzzwole more preferable?
Well, sure. You just go here, to Matrix,
Mm.
and you type in Buzzwall, and then you type in Escavalier, and then you can check the differences. So Escavalier picks up Bronzong, DD, Dragalge, Hypno Shadow, Jirachi, but you're losing things like Swampert, Mew, Galv, which is a very close win for Buzzwole, from what I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like very close.
Yeah.
You're losing the mirror, I guess it's saying you're losing the Buzzwole. So like there is pros and cons. Looks like the steel types, especially in confusion users, Escavalier will handle better, right?
Yeah. Totally. They both
like
share
ground
the
types
same weakness to ghosts. Except Escavalier at least has the drill run, right? And
right.
They both do terribly against the flyers.
Yes. They don't have moves to hit flyers with neutral damage, right? Well, other than Aerial Ace on Escavalier. And
well, I mean, Megahorn is neutral against Lugia, and so is Lunge.
Right. Well, for sure, I think Escav would be better against Lugia than Buzzwole, just because of the resisting the Dragon Tail, right?
Escav
so
doesn't have
Lugia
bicycle
wins.
stiflers. Yeah, but it's got like little jousting sticks.
Looks like Lugia will win basically everything unless you have like a big energy lead.
Yeah, okay.
Lunge only does 28 damage. I feel like Escavalier also can't really beat Lugia, but yeah.
Yeah.
It can't really beat it, but
How much does a Megahorn do?
does half.
Yeah.
It's not bad. But Aerobots also does 109% to an Escav.
Yeah,
so
sure. And you can't really
but
count it
let's see
down
how-
on Lugia.
You cannot. Aerobots does 260% to a Buzzwole. So,
That was a ripe opportunity for the high-low game.
okay, here's one. So in my factions match this week, I got the Blast Burn a Shadow Abomasnow with my Shadow Charizard.
Oh no.
And then I told my teammates, well, I'm really happy I brought the Shadow this week because I don't think the regular would have killed.
You troll.
So yeah. How much do you think in Ultra League a Shadow
In Ultra
Charizard Blast Burn does to a Abomasnow?
Alright. So I'll pick a number, you gotta go higher or lower. Wait, you know the answer to this already, don't you?
I think I'm close to it. So you pick a number and then say higher or lower.
Shadow.
This is Shadow on
Shadow,
Shadow
Blast
damage.
Burn. Shadow on Shadow down. 240%.
It's double super effective, right?
Yeah. 240%.
How much?
240%. 240.
205.
Ooh.
It does 380 damage. They have 185 HP, so...
Yeah.
See, normal only does 171. So I don't know if it would have KO'd from that range. I guess we'll never really know. Oh, nice guess. Close, close. 200% is a lot of damage. I mean, Aeroblast is like a busted move, and like Buzzwole is like pretty glassy. So, like in Great League, this is Ultra League too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you
So
take this
it's
down
a
to
big
Great
league.
League, then it does 218%. That's normal. It does 263%.
Okay, I was
in
thinking like
Great League.
280.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't hate Buzzwole, but definitely, I mean, Wobbuffet's out there. What's wrong with why Buzzwole? Why not Wobbuffet? You know, like you also get clapped by Jellicent.
I mean, not if you're running Charm. I mean, still if you're running Charm.
Definitely still. Maybe you could run Splash.
Also,
I don't think I'm gonna run one of that.
Cubone mentions he just likes when we talk about team cores and team building. So yeah, I'd love to throw that in there at some point.
Walren looks not bad either here. I like Walren.
Walrein looks pretty neutral. I mean, look at those losses. Like, Lapras, you've got win cons against. Pelipper, you've got win cons against. I mean, Greedent is a pretty neutral matchup.
Mew, I'll charge. DD is gonna be tricky, right?
Yeah.
Poliwrath, Escav. Yo, okay, I'm gonna run Hypno. Okay, let's see. Where's Hypno again? 34. Its Shadow is 70 though. Why is the Shadow so bad?
I don't know. Look him up on Matrix.
Plums, get the hell out of here, dude. I have a rank. Okay, so I want to build a better Shadow Hypno because I have a rank like 8 shiny Shadow Hypno. Okay. And it's 1 HP point from being a rank 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's such a flex. Like I just want to build it, but like maybe I'll just try to run it in like a practice. So what are they recommending? Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, I guess. I think you could maybe get away with. I think you could maybe get away with. Okay, so Ice Punch, Thunder Punch is what they're recommending.
I feel like you kind of need Shadow Ball.
I want to look at Ice Punch, Shadow Ball,
or Focus Blast.
Because like I think you definitely want Ice Punch for the dragons and stuff like that, right? And then like Shadow Ball basically hits everything else, like other than the normals.
Yeah.
Which you can Ice Punch them anyways.
Yeah.
There's no normal ice types, so.
But then
we'll check out 2 Hypno.
We've established that Greedent is going to be the most popular Pokemon in this meta.
Right.
So, like, that just alone gives me a reason to think about Focus Blast.
So, regular Hypno picks up Dragonair, Galv, Miltank, and Pelipper, but loses Altaria, Dugong, Empoleon, Quagsire, Celio, Swampert, and Victini. Interesting.
So far, only Altaria is a Pokemon that we've looked at seriously out of that list.
I would think I would lean towards Shadow.
Yeah.
Because, like, losing Altaria is not good. Especially with Ice Punch.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Let's check, let me check here, Shadow. Ice Punch, Thunder Punch. First Ice Punch, Shadow Ball. And we can do... What did you want? Ice Punch, Focus Blast?
Yeah, let's try that. But in this scenario, they're gonna always assume that we call the Focus Blast bait, right? No, it assumes that it shields an Ice Punch bait.
So without Thunder Punch, you're losing Dugong matchup, Empoleon, Victini, and Walren. Walren would be annoying if you're losing to Walren.
Yeah.
But you pick up Bronzong, DD, Hypno Shadow, Jirachi, Lapras, and Lugia. I mean, like, those are... It's...
Yeah,
kind of like...
That's the case for Shadow Ball over Thunder Punch. Which I
think it's kind of like... I would be leaning towards Shadow Ball. Because, like, maybe even if you lose to Walren or Dugong, you can still hit them pretty good with a Shadow Ball, right? But, like, being able to beat, like, Lugia and DDs, I think DD is going to be pretty popular.
Yeah.
So having that heavy Shadow Ball damage seems kind of nice. With the Focus Blast, why you... Oh, you pick up Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Hypno for some reason?
That's so weird.
I don't know, maybe it's like a CMP thing. You don't beat... It, like, it doesn't say you beat Greedent, but...
So how you?
I bet you would do a lot of damage.
Yeah. Greedent would be further to the left.
GGG.
Okay, it says you're doing worse against Greedent with Focus Blast.
It's not baiting, that's why.
The fuck? It's still not baiting.
I don't think it's gonna get there, that's why. Let's say we turn baiting off for the Greedent.
Nah, it's not looking good. Because how much does Crunch do?
It's too slow. That's the problem, right?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Like, because if we Ice Punch here, then you still need, like, how many more confusions? Crunch does 45%.
Like 1 or 2, yeah.
Ice Punch already does 23%.
Yeah.
A confusion does 8%. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't hate the. Yeah, maybe I'll try Hypno. Give Hypno a try. What did you guys think will be everywhere? Oh, Greedent
will be, yeah. Like we took
and possibly Miltank.
Yeah.
Those two are going to be
you know what?
So I would say like basically these top 5 seem like they're like a legit top 5. I'm not sure about Jellicent though.
I think there is plenty of scope for double normal. Like you can absolutely
double normal, and then you can put in like Mew Altaria with it. It seems like 1, 2, 3, 4 seems like a very strong core.
Do you want to then do the team builder thing where you put those top picks in and see what counters them all?
Sure. Shit, there's too many metas here.
Yeah, there's too many metas. Get rid of some. So Mew, yep. Altaria. Jellicent.
I thought we weren't doing Jellicent. I thought we were doing Miltank.
I mean, you said you don't know about Jellicent, but I think Jellicent is going to be a big one.
Let's hold off on Jellicent for now. I'll add it in a second. Camo O.
Shadow Sizor.
Get wrecked? Get wrecked?
Yeah.
It's like very safe core, right?
Yeah.
If you put in Jellicent, though, Jellicent will be able to beat Shadow Sizor, technically.
Yeah.
According to the Sims. But, this is also with Thunderbolt on Miltank. I feel like with
Ice Beam.
Ice Beam, you would be able to beat Hakamo O, right?
Yeah. But then you'd drop Altaria.
You beat that. So Sizor drops down because it loses the Jellicent, according to this. Goodra, Dragalge can handle this stuff. Wishcash apparently can deal with everything but Green. I mean, the Wishcash Altaria matchup is super scuffed, in my opinion. Like, it's a very, like... Are they throwing a freaking, you know? Are they going to throw the Blizzard or not?
For sure. So look at that.
Yeah,
there's 5.1 ABAB on the scorecard.
So if you put Ice Beam on it, then nothing can beat everything now.
Yeah.
Because Hakamo O loses to Miltank now. I'd say Sizer's the closest because, like we saw, it has win cons over Jellicent. And this is what? Bubble Ludicolo?
I would think so, yeah.
Why is it so bad of a matchup here?
I guess it's just not tanky enough to if it's
tackle Greedent.
Body slam. And tackle Greedent, yeah.
Let's see if you have like a high ranking one.
I mean,
okay, if you have a high ranking one, you will survive. Is there like a tackle breakpoint or something? What's going on here?
That awkward moment when a Leaf Storm doesn't KO your opponent.
There is a tackle breakpoint. Okay. So Ludicolo could be interesting as well then. because like assume most people have pretty decent IVs on their Ludicolo, right? Like if you maximize this, it is a baiting matchup for the Ludicolo because it still has to land the Leaf Storm. It technically loses to Greedent, but like it's very close. You win the 2 shield apparently, but you still have to land a Leaf Storm. So,
just a quick one. So I have not because I am in an Airbnb right now. I don't have my regular setup, which means I have not been able to look at the activity feed here. I didn't realize that Sterniskin came in from a raid, so apologies for not shouting you out earlier if you're still here, Sterny. And Ryan has resubbed for his 7th month to the channel. I appreciate you, Ryan.
Thank you so much.
You keep
That's
being
so awesome
you.
of you.
Dom says Lyle probably has the 1500.
15 or the 015? 1500 what? Dude, I don't have 1500 anything. He's probably talking about the Greedent so that I can get the tackle break point or some shit.
Kazuki Cuban says alternative for Mew roll. What was that? We were talking about the Jealous?
Mew? I don't know if there's a alternative for Mew. It's like it's super flexible, right? It's a psychic type. Like maybe something like Lugia or something like that is a similar type role because you have the you have some dragon damage. You're a psychic type, and you can deal out some sky attacks and stuff. Like it seems kind of similar, but like Lugia does better against like Greedent, as you can see here. But this is again simming with Bullet Seed Greedent, which is why I think most people are running Tackle. Because if we go to Tackle, then Lugia just loses.
Yeah, right.
And also with baiting, but again, I don't think you need to bait, and you do not even need to land a crunch.
Wow.
You can just go straight body slam.
Straight body slam. That's interesting. That's good to know.
But Lugia does win the zeros, because Aeroblast just like that's the good thing about Lugia, is it like wins basically probably almost every zero field.
Kazu says this knucklehead took it to Ultra League when he first got his before trying GBL.
What, Lugia?
No, Mew. I mean, did you get a second one though?
Oh yeah. I only have one Mew, and it's definitely in Great League.
You only have one Mew. You didn't do what was it? Kanto?
Yeah, I didn't pay for the ticket.
Oh wow.
No, I didn't pay for the ticket.
But
I thought like everyone would get the Mew like not much later because that's what they usually do. But apparently shiny legendaries are special, and if you didn't pay for the ticket, then get fucked, according to Niantic.
Look, this is coming from someone who obviously bought the ticket and has one, but I think a shiny mythical Pokemon is absolutely something that we can forgive them for not making publicly available.
I don't give a shit if it's shiny. Just give me a second Mew.
I'll take a non-shiny any day. I'm so torn.
Bro, I just want a Mew for Ultra League and Great League. That's it.
See, I'm so torn whether to run a second Mew in Great League so I can have that different moveset available, or to build one for Ultra League.
I want one for Ultra League because specifically for factions, but
yeah,
I'm just selfish, maybe.
Here's a question.
Shiny Mew is built for Great League. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, that's great. You've got your Mew then.
So, Lugia for Great League is one of those things that you need to trade down a research one. So.
Yes.
Or Shadow. Everyone should have a Shadow by now.
And that.
But I think the Shadow is not. That one should be eligible in the Great League. Yeah. It's not ranked as highly. Where is this one? So Shadow is down here at 51 because it loses some of the bulk, right? I did a few Lugia trades before I finally got a Great League one. So
Oh, Dom has a Great League Ho-Oh?
Yeah, those are very hard to get.
Yeah.
Too.
Like, what did you have to do for that one? Is that even possible? I don't think. No. I mean, it must be.
Yeah, it is. It's very difficult to get. I know a couple of people that have them. Typically, I think Arrow has one too.
Yeah.
He's on it. Like, if you go to Great League here, hello. So it says here 1/11/15, but that is wrong because you cannot get a level 13.5 ho. You can only get a level 15 ho.
Sure.
Right?
So it was in research breakthroughs, you said?
Yeah, it's been in research breakthroughs a couple times.
Yeah, okay.
So even here, look at they're saying this is a 4/8/12, but this is at level 14.5. So that's also a lie.
Yeah.
If you go to level 15, oh, not 50, 15.
Hey, Blob.
So here, like 4/4/15 is. Oh, it's also. Why does it keep putting me back here? That's too high. Stop it. See, 4/4/4 is too high.
Yeah.
I think you need 3/3/3 or lower on ho. Yeah. So you need, when you're trading a ho from research, minimum floor you can get is 3/3/3.
So Dom's is 1.
If you get like a
1/7.
1, you can get like 1/3/4, 1/3/5, 1/3/6, 1/3/6, something like that. 1/4/4, 1/4/5. You know, that's basically the best IV spread you could possibly get for a ho.
I also, Ryan, I did see a message about double psychic. We'll address that in a minute. One thing I want to talk about while we're still on Mew is mine currently has Wild Charge Surf, and I don't want to play TM Roulette. So how does Surf go as compared to Dragon Claw?
Good question. Let's check. Great League, Mew, Surf Wild Charge, Mew, Surf Dragon Claw? Or Wild Charge Dragon Claw, sorry?
Yep.
Silph Naiad. Okay, so you pick up Altaria, Dugong, it's probably because of baiting, and Mew, apparently. But I don't know what the hell you pick up Mew, because they're about the same, whatever. You lose Miltank
you get to
and
that Wild
Weedrill
Charge
with,
again one sooner, right?
Basically, I think it's mainly just like Altaria.
Yeah, okay. So, that's...
You want to be able to beat Altaria, I guess.
We can deal with that, right? Like, just make sure your other Pokemon can handle Altaria.
I guess.
But then, because
I wonder how it would do with
like, if you...
That's a problem.
Yeah, because, like, Wild Charge doesn't even come close to KOing an Altaria, which means, like, you're gonna have to hit it with a Wild Charge and then debuff yourself, so it's just getting extra farm off of you with the Dragon Breath, so that's just not a pretty matchup.
Yeah, if you don't run Wild Charge, you start losing to, like, a lot of the water types.
Is that with Rock Slide?
Yeah, I was just checking with Rock Slide to see.
Ryan got lucky.
That would help, but I think Dragon Claw is better because it's just spammier, right?
It is, yeah. I'm just thinking like my last experience. I've talked about it on this stream before. My experience trying to get Wild Charge Surf onto my Mew, it was no. I think I had Shadow Claw Surf when I got the Mew, so that was super lucky. But then I had to, when I finally wanted to use it for a Silph tournament, I had to try and get Wild Charge on it. And I had, it was like 54 charge TMs on me at the time. When I first double moved it, the move it got was Dark Pulse. and I spent all 54 of my charge TMs and ended up with Dark Pulse again. So it's literally just... I just destroyed all of my charge TM stocks, never recovered from that. And yeah, I started exactly... I ended exactly where I started. So I'm so scared to do that again.
That is interesting. I don't know,
Right, Ryan? Nightmares. For real. Yeah, like I wake up in a cold sweat, feeling around for my TMs. Like, do I have them with me still? Hooper, get out of here, Hooper. Nobody's running a Hooper.
Hoopa? Okay, one second, I'll be right back. I don't think Hoopa's good.
No.
It's a ghost Siptic, right?
Yes, it is.
But it doesn't have a good charge or fast move, right?
Hooper? No, it's got confusion, doesn't it? Alright, so... let's start addressing Ryan's double psychic. I mean, I'm feeling like double psychic is very easy to do. However, okay, well maybe not, because like your psychics, I don't think you've got much. Mew can handle Jellicent, that's great. Bronzong has the ability to handle Jellicent, has some of those tools, but would generally lose. Like, it would... Jellicent outpaces to the Shadow Ball pretty easily. Alolan Raichu is an interesting pick. Alolan Raichu seems actually... like, how many hard counters would Alolan Raichu have to deal with? It's losing to Mew.
I mean,
it's
is there
losing to
any...
Gargantua.
Wait, why am I... Oh, that's why, because I have Hoopa here. I'm like, what the hell? Is there any ground types in this meta? Wishcash, Quagsire, they're both top ranked. Swampert, Flygon is here. I mean, these would be the things you would want to worry about, right?
Yeah.
In the ground type.
Well,
I just want to look up...
It does have the Grass Knot for the Mud Boys.
Yeah, it does.
It's an option.
Great League. Counter.
And I guess...
Okay.
But with the types and the with the way the meta's shaped out, I think it'll actually be pretty hard to avoid double psychics somewhere on your team. But whether you can run two psychics in the same line of 3, that might be a bit more of an issue, because again, Greedent's going to be everywhere, and so will Jellicent. Jellicent will be pretty popular. Lyle seems to disagree a little on that.
Jellicent, yeah, it's... I mean, okay, it doesn't seem bad, but it's not my preference. Prime.
Gyarados. Okay, I like the idea of Gyarados. You're obviously losing hard to the Gargantua. Mew, if you can shield or wild charge, you've got to make the right play with baiting. But yeah, if you can do that, then you're home free there. You got the crunch against Jellicent. Play there.
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky. I don't know. Yeah, the dragon, I feel like it's you think it's like this is like a common thing that happens in Master League too. It's like you think like, oh, Gyarados has like Dragon Breath, right? So that means it should like beat Altaria, but like in practice, it's like a much closer matchup than you think.
Yeah.
Like this is Shadow Gyarados. You have to throw an Aqua Tail, and you leave with 20 HP. You actually lose the 0 shield, and you barely win the 2 shields. it's slightly better. It looks like if it's non-shadow.
Well, I don't necessarily mind that it's not a comfortable win, because like for example, you've got I think we were talking off stream about that whole Daniel Zaneri idea of Dragonite. Its job is to win alignment for the backline, right?
Dragonair.
Oh, Dragonair, sorry. Yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
well. It's not. He's been running it right now. I've been watching some of his streams.
Yeah.
But like Home Slice Henry did a video on that. That
Sure.
team's been around for a little bit now.
Okay, sure.
It's
yeah.
a very common.
But the
I mean, you put Bassi Medi in the back, right?
The idea is just you just get the win with Dragonair. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be dominant. It just has to get the win.
If you can 2-shield through something, you do it.
Yeah, right.
Basically.
And so maybe that's a similar thing with Gyarados here. Like, yeah, it's not going to be comfortable. Yeah, you're going to sweat a little bit. You might have to make a good baiting call every now and then. But, like, if you can do that, then Gyarados can win that matchup and set you up for the rest of the battle.
Problem is, in Silph, specifically, there tends to be not quite as much bulk. Mm-hmm. And also, you don't necessarily like since it's a more of a closed meta. I feel like sometimes like winning the lead is not always like as important as in like GBL.
That's
right?
true.
So sometimes going down shields can be really bad for you, like because depending what they have, like if they have something that can do well against your team, like even if you win switch. It could be team dependent, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I still think Gyarados is absolutely an option worth looking at.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, not a must.
It looks okay. It's just.
And it's ranked 20. The Shadow is.
I like Gyarados. I don't know why. I liked using it before. I forget what Silph meta that was last season, where
it was busted in.
It was like a points-based one. It was like a points-based system.
Yeah.
I forget what that one was called, but I did really well in that, and I had Shadow Gyarados on my team. That was the one with the Rangaroo or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That was the one where like a Rangaroo was like a 2-point pick, and like it was on like every single team.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of which, Rangaroo's got that dark type coverage that we like. It is down at number 64. Confusion, Foul Play, Future Sight. I mean, what do you think of a Rangaroo?
Loses hard to Altaria, loses to Greedent, loses to Pelipper, Walrein, and Galv. Beats Jellicent quite handedly.
That's a pretty bad list, isn't it?
And beats Dragonair.
Okay, I guess.
Like,
I think the only thing you're really liking with that is Mew, right? And Jellicent. Mew and Jellicent.
Beats Buzzwole. Like it deals with a lot of the like psychic types because of the normal subtyping. Can deal with some of the ghost types. Barely beating Dragalge, which is a little sus. Barely beating Beedrill. It's interesting. Seems not bad. It looks like a lot of these matchups are pretty close. My only concern with that, and this is the same thing with Hypno, is just like confusion kind of sucks these days.
It's weird. It used to be confusion was like, there was a time when we would study a Silph meta and we'd have to be like, and what's your confusion user? You gotta have a confusion user, right?
It's just a 4 turns, makes it super like clunky at times, right?
Yeah, and that's because power creep is happening. Like, this game is being affected by power creep. Like,
I don't know if it's necessarily power creep, but like being able to deny after a 4-turn move was really powerful.
Yeah, the denial was a big problem.
Like,
I still think
so. Like, if I do a confusion and then my opponent only gets 2 counters or something, or 2 bullet punches, like that's big. But like, if every time I do a confusion, they get like an extra 2-turn fast move.
Yeah.
It makes it kind of annoying, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. I do still think power creep is happening in the game. Because like there was a time like nowadays we're looking at like charge moves that take 12 turns to get to, and we're like, oh, it's a little long. But I accept that power creep isn't what's made Confusion bad. It was more the denial thing.
I think a lot of it is like a lot of stuff that's changing. The thing is unique Pokemon that are entering. I guess you could call it power creep, but I think it's more typing. The typing that affects the meta more than anything. Because like if they have a good move set and the specific typing, like you go see Hypno these days in Open Greed League, and why is that? XL Sableye, number 1.
Yeah.
Umbreon. Like nobody runs Shadow Machamp. Nobody runs stuff like that. People run Metacham, which does okay against Hypno. So
yeah, but all of those picks, like how many top Great League picks get to their charge moves in like longer than 12 turns?
Registeel.
Sure.
Depends. The nukes, yes. The bait moves, not usually.
I guess you got Trevenant that gets Shadow Ball to 14. It gets 2 Shadow Ball in 14, sure.
Yeah, like the big move is usually like around 14 to 15 turns, somewhere in that range. Unless you're like Swampert or some shit.
Even that, I don't think we used to say, for a nuke move, 14 to 15 was like good. Now it's just like average.
Like, I mean, it depends on the move. Like, Hydro Cannon's like a pseudo nuke, and it's only 10 turns, right? So technically it's 9 turns if you count multiple ones. Like total, it adds up, something like that.
Yeah, so Reggie gets to Focus Blast in 7.5 seconds, which is 15 turns, and that's 1 turn quicker than Fisk and Swampert's Earthquake.
On the first Earthquake, but G-Fist outpaces on the second.
Yeah, right. Like,
because it's
crazy.
It's 8 then 7 for G-Fist. 8, 7, 7. So.
All right. So
where Registeel beats G-Fist is when you counter swap. Not beats it, but it can outpace it slightly. Is when you counter swap Registeel with a G-Fist, right?
Because you can tank a Focus Blast, right?
Yep. Yeah, you can eat a Focus Blast on. But Registeel can also eat an EQ, so... And it depends on the Registeel. Like, for instance, my Registeel, the IVs on it, they need to throw 2 EQs to kill me. If I win the 0 shield, they can't kill me with a Rock Slide. Yeah. If they throw the Rock Slide, I survive, and I get to a second move, so...
Smiley's here. Hey, Smiley.
It just depends on your IVs. Yo, what's up, Smiley? I'll see you on Thursday, bruh.
Ooh, what's happening Thursday?
Next weekend is Orlando Regionals.
Ooh. How you feeling? No, you're not participating. So Smiley's participating in it. Is that what we're saying? Orlando?
Yeah, Smiley will. I'm participating.
What are you in Orlando?
Yeah, because we're doing a BTW factions meetup.
Let's go.
BTW meetup in Orlando. So.
Oh, that'll be amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Matthew Breaker.
Yep.
Only person that's not gonna be there, unfortunately, just due to some personal reasons, I guess, is Wildcat Dad.
Okay.
He can't make it, unfortunately. But like Dino, Astro, Matthew Breaker. Kyle Throws is even going.
Yep, nice.
It'll be fun. FishOnAHeater.
Nah. I mean, if you can sponsor me, I'm in. So, Walrein and Altaria seems like a pretty good core. Got to worry about Mew. I mean, Altaria, I don't think Mew. Oh yeah, this is with Dragonclaw. So I guess with Dragonclaw, Mew does beat Altaria, but that's not comfortable. Celio, and then Lapras. No, but like there's really.
Are
not
you
much
building
that's
a
like
team?
hard win. I'm just looking at cores. What goes together? Because I just punched in War Rain because I like the idea of War Rain. And I chose Altaria as a pair with it, and it got, you know, B for coverage, which for me, if you're gonna take a look at the scorecard, obviously these things are always grain of salt kind of things, but of these 4 metrics, I find coverage to be absolutely the most important one. Like, I don't think I see many good teams in any meta that don't get an A for coverage on this scorecard.
Yo, look at this coverage here, dude. You see this coverage on this core? That's a good core.
Which core? Scizor and Hypno.
Shadow Scizor, Shadow Hypno. It's a great core. Oh,
Yeah,
Thunder Punch would definitely help.
Not looking pretty good to me, Lyle.
We don't listen to the scores. We just do what the frig we want, right?
I mean, yeah, we can deal with Greedent and Jellicent, right? No one's using that.
Okay, how about this?
Trigaugi?
No. I think I like Dragonair better than Altaria in this meta.
Okay.
And the reason is because you actually can beat and have play against some of the ice types with Dragonair.
You do.
You can literally
like...
like 2 shield through. Yeah, you have to shield, but you can like 2 shield through like Walrein, not Shadow, but like regular Walrein. You can actually like brute force your way through it, but you cannot do that with Altaria, right? No way.
You're giving up like a Scavalier, like I mean, I guess that's.
I don't know. You outpace this Cavalier to Aqua Tails. Like, I don't even know if it's that bad. This is a coverage is B. I don't
coverage
hate
is much
that
higher.
score
I do
for
like
coverage.
that coverage. Yeah.
F, like whatever. You can fill your team out later.
With
Consistency
bulky
and
Pokemon.
safety, like, just seems like a not bad core. I mean,
Yeah.
it is classy, but since you lose to Jellicent, again, we've already been over that.
Yeah.
You lose to Snorlax. I don't think many people are going to be using Snorlax. Dewgong, okay, sure, maybe. Again, it's annoying. So what beats these other things? Galv? Miltank? Mew?
But again, like,
Ledian.
Vantula and Mew are pretty glassy in themselves, so like, you want to find something to, if you're going to run that core, you want to find something that is quite thick to bulk out your team.
So then we just go here and we go bulky. Bronzong, Lugia, Quagsire, Mantine. Mantine, okay, how about Mantine? That sounds fun.
We also haven't really looked into Bronzong yet.
I don't know about it, but something interesting.
Hey, Tomato.
Bulk, D. See, there we go, easily. Okay, what else is bulky? Deoxys Defense.
Uh-huh.
Hypno.
Could you run DD and Hypno in the same line?
I mean, just make sure you cover the... Make sure you cover the weakness, right?
Yeah.
Oopsie. Alomomola, I don't know about that one.
Hey, Tomato.
Tentacruel.
Oh, I think I've already said hi to you.
Don't hate Lugia, although it's a lot of ice weaknesses.
You know, I just without obviously looking into it yet, like I don't hate the idea of Feint Attack Bronzong.
What, every team needs a Greedent, right? Isn't that what we said?
Yes. I mean, so you're
Every
gonna
team
have at
needs
least one
Greedent?
Psychic on your team, even though Greedent will be everywhere.
Charjabug, okay. We lose Charjabug, apparently. Miltank, well, that's a common thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Miltank on there, you throw another dragon, maybe you put Mew. I mean, every team's going to have what? Mew and Greedent, here you go. The best team ever. Mew, Deoxys, Greedent, Mantian, Dragonair, Scyther. Boom.
And what
Team's
was that
built.
score
You're
card again?
welcome.
Yeah, looking good. And the threats?
What do we lose to?
Yeah,
Charjabug.
Ledian.
I don't care.
I mean, you've got two
Ledian,
answers
whatever.
for Greedent, I guess, but
I like I said, do I honestly like Shadow Dragonair? It's a bug bite user, but it also has dynamic punch. Oh, what is this? They're going straight
look at that
aerial
Ledian.
ace. Mhm. I don't know about Ledian, but
Yeah, no,
it's there.
I
It's
wouldn't run
definitely a
Ledian.
pick.
Doms is saying Dragonair, Hypno, DD as a line of 3.
Dragonair, Hypno, DD? Yeah.
I mean, Jellicent would lick its lips.
Yeah, like that's the thing about Dragonairs is like a 2 shield specialist, right?
Yeah, sure. Naiad, bottom. Oh, not bottom. Second, third from bottom. There we go.
I gotta go for a second. Also, kind of weak to Mew
Yeah.
because Mew is most
With
likely
Dragon
running.
Claw.
We can do the Ice Punch, Thunder Punch as per their recommendation. Not bad, but again, like you need to make sure you cover Mew and Jellicent because those are 2 top 5 ranked Pokemon.
Yeah.
Other than that, looks not bad. Just give me 1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay, sure. I'll keep looking for cause. So what about Walrein Dragonair? And he was looking at Shadow, wasn't he? I mean, yeah, so that coverage drops a little. Jealous and DD is a problem. Altaria beats DD, doesn't it? Alright, let's just take a look at the Shadow. That's B. So I'm liking that. We're still losing to the Jellicent, which makes sense. Ooh, Dragon Claw, Genesect, Celia, Jirachi, what? Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, so would you run Dragonair, Shadow Dragonair in this specific core with Walrein over an Altaria? Obviously, the Jellicent was the big problem with this one. Hey, triple crit. How you doing? Okay, so yeah, the Jellicent is not as much of a problem when you're running Altaria. So I like the threats with the Altaria more than the Dragonair. They would both use shields. Dragonair. Yeah, you'd have to shield any charge move on both of them, right? They both kind of have the... It's like pretty similar with the amount of farm ability the Walrein has, right? Because the bulk on Altaria makes up for the double weakness, which is really weird. What? Really? Misa swept with a Ledian? Get out of here. This was a practice Naiad tournament. How? This is with... Yeah, this is Bug Bite, not Struggle Bug. Dynamic Punch Aerial Ace or Dynamic Punch Bug Buzz. Or Silverwind? Silverwind is better now, isn't it? Silverwind's got the same stats as Ancient Power. Especially with the Shadow Roar. Yeah, right. You had that situation with your Factions Buddy in that matchup. So, what, you were trying to decide whether to run Dragonair or Altaria? Okay, 1620, so that's not great. Obviously gets its butt handed to it by Altaria. Miltank with Thunderbolt is a problem. Mantine, Pelipper, Celio... Empoleon. Empoleon's an interesting pick. Jirachi, Dugong, Garvantula. What's it beating, though? That's probably what I'm more interested in. The matchup against Lugia is not that bad. So it's beating. It's wow. It's a tie with Quagsire, which is strange. So someone in chat is saying that like a mutual friend of ours swept a practice tournament running Ledian.
Okay.
So I'm looking at this matchup trying to work out how that is humanly possible.
It's
beats Greedent very comfortably.
It does have like decent coverage moves. It definitely would struggle against certain things. So, like it's not like I think the dynamic punch definitely help it a lot, but definitely struggle against like some of the flying types and things like that. Especially with the fast move, Bug Bite, right?
It would very much struggle, yeah.
But like the team I just built didn't have any flying types on it, so
interesting.
I mean, like possibly, you know, if they get lucky with some team comps, like I think that what was the team I just built? Like, I struggled. Wasn't I weak to Ledian? I was weak to Ledian with that team, right? Yeah. So I had I had Mantine. I did have a flying.
You did have Mantine, yeah. Bleeper picked Ledian.
I think Greedent does okay against it. It's close.
It'd handle Mew.
Oh, that's a bait. It's them baiting and landing a dynamic punch. So if you turn off baiting, then they still win.
Wow, so just going straight dynamic
They
punch.
don't need a bait.
Wow.
Yeah. Will definitely struggle against like the flying types. I was actually thinking of... I gotta get out and grind more, man. I need some dust. But I was thinking of building one for the Love Cup. Because I have a really good one. And I kind of wanted to try it out with a dynamic punch and stuff. I have a rank 1 for Great League. But it requires 458,000 Stardust. So you're telling me I should build it now so I can use it in this cup, right?
Yeah, it's looking like it. But yeah, like Triple Crit says, you need 4 Altaria counters. And yeah, don't
so it like gets
outpaced, which it does, but like the body slams aren't. Like Ledian's pretty tanky, I think, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's got a good stat product.
Yeah, 22.
Stat product is 2201. Very nice. Very hard loss to Altaria, like incredibly hard loss, which is why it is somewhat risky. Also basically loses to all the ice types and like things like Jellicent. So because of the Bug Bite, like Bug Bite is good sometimes, but also limits it other times.
The attack.
Other than that, it seems not bad.
And there's a lot of Pokemon that are bulky, but they trade that bulk in for a lack of attack pressure. So I don't
like, at least with the Aerial Ace, Dynamic Punch, Bug Bite combination, like you're probably not necessarily getting walled by anything. But if you're relying on Aerial Ace to do neutral damage when everything else is resisted, you're gonna be in a pretty bad spot. Even with a stab Aerial Ace, right?
Yeah.
So let's see here. I put everything so you can see. Basically, its worst loss out of all Pokemon is Altaria.
Yeah.
So that's pretty bad for it. But other than that, it also loses pretty badly to Miltank. Because you got to remember, it is a flying bug type.
Yep.
So this rollout damage is going to actually be doing damage when it's usually not. Like a rollout does 3.7%. So which adds up quite a bit.
Yep. And then just
because
finished off with a
then you
Thunderbolt.
just need a Thunderbolt. Like even Ice Beam, you'll be fine as well.
I mean, Thunderbolt and Ice Beam are exactly the same, right?
Even the Zero Shield, like Miltank comfortably tanks, not comfortably, but tanks a Dynamic Punch. It does just about half, and is able to get to an Ice Beam plus Body Slam to KO.
So looking at all this information, I'm still not convinced that Let-In is the core breaker. I think
I like Manty now that I'm looking at it.
Maybe
I think I like it better than Pelipper because of the Ice Beam.
Yeah.
In this meta specifically,
ice damage seems to be nice coverage.
It like
I'll just
bubble beat the crap out of Walrein.
With Let-In. I want to look at the DD matchup quickly. Would you run
Aerial
Rock Slide or
HP 40
Thunderbolt?
energy? Honestly, I don't think Aerial HP 40 energy is going to help it.
Wouldn't it?
It's just a damage thing.
So what's its damage count?
How do you even spell that? Aerial Ace, 55 damage for 45 energy.
So if it was 40
if
energy,
you did 40 energy,
still
like
great.
it's like 1.3 or something. It's not much better.
Yeah.
Like so if you sort by DPE, like the current like area it's in with is like Brine, Sludge, Rock Blast, like usable moves, but not great.
So compare it to if you sort by damage.
Dig is 80 energy.
Sort by damage and compare it to like all the
by
other
damage.
55.
Well, like Rock Blast. So like Rock Blast is 40 for 50. Sludge is Brine is 50 for 60. So 40. So if it was 40 for 55, it would be slightly better than Rock Blast, which is not exactly a busted move, right?
Yeah.
Like X Scissor is 35 for 45. So being 40 for 55, it would be basically about the same as like an X Scissor or like
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not good though. Like a Wrap, Silver Wind, those types of things.
X's is 35 energy, isn't it? So I guess it's not not the best comparison.
Yeah, it's not a good move. It's just very low energy, low damage. But so like other things like this, like Lunge, Icy Wind, okay? So they have status effects, which is why they're still fine, right? But like Gyro Ball, Bulldoze, these are all bad moves in this Aurora Beam. Like these are bad moves in this range if they don't have some sort of status effects, right?
Yeah.
Like Tri-Attack would be busted if it was any better than this with the 50% chance of like both attack and defense going down. Like it would be silly.
Yeah, Letty
because all these moves are just below punches. Pardon? Go ahead.
I got distracted again. I was looking at the Letty and DD matchup, and it's interesting. It's like close on all of them.
Aqua Tail is like a pretty good move, Dom.
Aqua Tail's
like,
pretty good, yeah.
It's 35. It's like with cross shot. It's not like an insane move, but like it's good. It's a good solid move, and if you get stab on it, it's pretty good.
Okay, so Hakama-O. Why Hakama-O over Como-O? Because when
it's more consistent.
More consistent, sure. Or is it?
Yeah, because you don't have to rely on close combat.
Okay, sure. But then your other move is Brick Break.
Yeah, but it's still more consistent. So, like, if you look at the consistency score, So consistency on
Yeah.
Hakamo'o is 100.
Yeah.
Komo'o is 83. And the reason is because of it can be bait dependent at times, right? Like if your opponent is a Walren and they're like, okay, he built up to the close combat, like I'm gonna shield, and then if you throw a close combat, dude, they're just gonna like powder snow you down. Like,
Yeah.
you know. So it's
and I also like that it's a fair amount bulkier. It's like 1798 versus
yes, that's another thing.
1931.
So let's say we have a bit of energy, then we can. So in the 2 shields, you can go straight Dragon Claw. In the 1 shield, you can't even get. See, that's a thing here. So you can't even get to a close combat, even with 2 Dragon Tail energy lead in the 1 shield versus a Walren.
Sure.
You need like 3 Dragon Tails, and you need the bait. Right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you look at Hakamo, like it still loses, but I think you only need 1 Dragon Tail. You still don't get there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because it's still outpacing, right?
I thought they nerfed Walren. Okay? It's still not good because you can't knock out with a Brick Break.
Yeah, the only reason I brought it up is because isn't that like the only Pokemon that could beat those core 5 that we pulled up earlier?
I think Hakamo is better against Altaria. That's the 2 shield.
Random confirmation. What do you guys? What do you use as your IV rankings? We're just looking at default. Sometimes, if we want to get more granular in a looking at a matchup, then we will look at like the rank 1 as well. But we tend to just for the sake of efficiency, we just look at the default.
Yo, Gary the Owl, thank you so much for the follow.
Hey, Gary the Owl. Thank you.
Jesus Christ, this playlist is amazing. Okay, well, I don't hear the music, but good job, Fish, I guess.
Go us.
Yeah, I think Dragon is like a super good typing in this meta, for sure. Again, that's the thing I liked about the Dragonair. So the downside of Komo-o and Hakamo-o is that they don't have Dragon Breath.
Mm-hmm.
They only have Dragon Tail. So it makes it a little more inflexible at times. Like, I like the Dragon Breath now because, like, if something has, like, 1H... Like, there's been lots of battles where it's, like, the opponent farms something down, and they're, like, very low. It's like, I think I can kill with 1 Dragon Breath. And you come in and you snipe them. Like, that's very valuable.
Yeah.
Not having to use a shield in situations like that can, like, cost you a match.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
If you have to rely on that 2 turns technically to get the damage through, it's a little tougher. And like, look at this. Like, this is another matchup I like. So, Dragonair to Walren, it has 47 HP left, and like very little energy in the 1 shield because if they aren't careful, you can get to a second body slam, right?
Sure.
It's 12 turns to a body slam.
Yeah.
In the 2 shield, you can almost farm down a Walren. Or you do. The Dragonair wins the 2 shield.
Wow.
Barely.
Wow.
But you got to be very careful with your timing, right?
Sure.
So if you throw on bad
if you're going through
timing,
the 2 shields, like in that 2 shield scenario, it doesn't actually land a body slam, does it? No. So maybe you just don't throw a move at all.
no, it's just Dragon Breath.
Yeah.
Well, you want to. The thing is, though, it's like I personally would throw at least 1 body slam at some point because, like, I wouldn't want to go down 2 shields. I don't mind going down 1 shield. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So I mean.
yeah, like if you throw on bad timing though, they sneak through a powder snow.
So maybe just throw 1 body
you
slam,
cannot...
and then so like at least you're
exactly
coming out of that with a whole bunch of energy, and you're only 1 shield down instead of 2.
So the thing is, you cannot do this against a Shadow Dragon Walren.
Okay.
So the powder snow damage does too much.
Yeah, sure.
Against you do get to
That's
2
very
body
good to know.
slams if you double shield though. It doesn't matter if you're so a non-shadow Dragonair can beat the Shadow Walrus in the 2 shields. So
Ryan, this is Stream Beats, which I'm pretty sure I've gotten you onto Stream Beats, but the specific playlist is Arcade. So Stream Beats is a channel that makes stream safe music, and they've got a bunch of different playlists on the channel, and yeah, this one's Arcade.
So if you are Shadow Dragonair, you can 2 shield through a regular Walrus. If you are a regular Dragonair, you can 2 shield through a Shadow Walrus, but not the other way around.
Right.
You can't do Shadow on Shadow or non-Shadow on Shadow for that strategy.
That's excellent information.
I mean, if you need any help in Vanguard Cup, that could help you flip switch. Unless your teammate decides to do like 4 extra Shadow Claws versus the Pidgeot before swapping.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, what? Sorry, did that happen to us this week? No. When you give your opponent advice, hey, you can do 4 Shadow Claws here, and then, or give your teammate advice, and then they swap to a Pidgeot, and your opponent thinks that they're still going to do 4 Shadow Claws? Yeah. Doesn't go well.
Let's see.
There's no ghosts in this meta, right?
What's...
Jellicent.
Come
Jellicent.
on. Oh, Allah.
1 ghost. Frillish. No, you don't want Frillish. Hoopa, technically, but... It's very consistent, though, Fish.
Oh,
if you're looking for
look
consistency...
At this. Greedent Lugia. AABB.
Oof.
You're only losing to Dugong, Chargebug, and Empoleon. That's worth a look.
Interesting. And that's what Bullet Seed Greedent?
That's
Does
tackle.
it change it with... Yeah, I prefer Tackle, but...
Yeah.
So
where's Lugia ranked? Lugia was...
it's very highly ranked.
Yeah, 16. Yeah. I
Lugia
mean,
has the 5th best stat product in the meta.
Yeah.
It's a very glassy meta, now that I'm looking at it. It's not a bulky meta. Like it's not like it's glassy, but it's
second bulkiest
it's
thing,
not-
Ledian.
yeah, like it's okay, let's say 2201 is good bulk. But if you compare, like, you know how Silph is usually, right? Like, if we go to Great League, like, let's exclude Chansey, like, you have, and Blissey, you have, like, Bastiodon, you have Umbreon, Mandibuzz, Toxapex,
Yeah.
Cresselia, Azu, like, nothing is this bulky. Registeel, there's nothing this bulky, basically, in that cup, right? Like, the bulkiest is a Lomomola at 2293. Yeah. So, like, in Great League, like we have stuff like Jump Bluff, Probopass.
Yeah.
Like, here, Alomomola is 15th. So, I'm not saying it's glassy meta, but we don't have some of the big things like Diggersby,
Yeah.
Registeel, like those types of tanks in this meta. So, I think it definitely is important to utilize some of this. I don't think Alomomola is that good, but if Lugia is getting that high of a ranks...
Well, alright, before we completely dismiss it, let's check it out quickly. Where is Alomomola?
Gets clapped by Altaria, gets clapped by Mew, gets clapped by Jellicent.
83.
My main issue with Alomomola is like it just okay. So it is bulky, so it does beat Greedent barely.
Okay.
Pelipper somehow. Genesect, like the waterfall damage is good. Just like I don't like the waterfall so much when it's a dragon heavy meta, right?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, which I figured that would be the case. I just wanted to check it out, just in case we found something interesting.
I mean, it's not the worst. You could run Blizzard, You probably
Yeah.
don't need Hydro Pump since you already have Waterfall. So you definitely would get a shield against Altaria in the zero shields, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Blepnir.
So like you win the zeros. You win the zeros. Yo, Bleppy.
Blep in
What's
the
up, Blep?
house.
Stone Blazing is
Oh,
raiding.
Stone Blazing with the raid. Let's go.
Shout out to Stone Blazing.
Oh, now I've got to make a choice of who to shout out. Oh, hang on. I've got a cheat way around this. So we'll shout
out Stone Blazing because he's
Blepnir.
cool. Blepnir, he already streams here. We don't need to shout him out, right?
But so I can do both. Because Twitch is going to shout one out, and Streamlabs is gonna shout the other out. There we go.
So this thing, Aloma Mola has a rating of 8 wins, 29 losses, and 1 draw versus the core meta with this moveset. So it doesn't seem good, but I'm curious to check out the zero shield.
I'm impressed. You're giving it a lot more thought than a lot more time than I thought you would. Lyle is alright. Yes.
I mean, 55% win rate in the zero shield. That's not the worst. Like
that's something.
Man, getting shield advantages can be important. Only problem is when your move is that big and you're that slow, is you give a lot of farm to your opponent if they shield, right?
Yeah.
That's the only issue with it. That's kind of like an issue with that Registeel goes through and stuff sometimes.
Anyone who does plan to play Naiad Cup in February and is going to stick around to check some of this analysis out, we work best when we're feeding off of conversation from chat. So if you guys want us to check out certain Pokemon or throw out certain team combinations and stuff, keeping in mind that we have been going for 2 hours now, so we probably have covered a lot. But yeah, throw something out there, and if it adds to the conversation, we will absolutely take a look at it. Infamous says, love me some Alumamola so much I maxed out my hundo and best buddied. What does that get up to? Like, that'd be like
it's ultra
low
league.
2000s. It does get, wow. Queen Aurora is also a streamer as well. I should shout her out, but how's that sub goal coming along? I don't think we've gotten any more since that first day. Or any more, like, new subs, anyway. Like if we gave it a ridiculously long timeline.
So I'm just looking here at some of the zero shield matchups just to see. Altaria, Bronzong are very strong, actually. Escavalier looks pretty good. Hypno actually looks pretty good in the zero shield. So does Jellicent. I mean, something to consider, right?
So what did you look up, sir? You just meta versus meta.
This is the zero shield. I just wanted to see if there's anything that stands out as like a shield, like something that could like guarantee you shield advantage, you know, overwhelmingly.
Mm. What about like I'll take a look at the charges. That's probably like the closest thing, right? Oh no, the attackers list. This is, you know, so best Pokemon against shielded Pokemon while unshielded. So yeah, things that can. So and theoretically, when it says like while unshielded, but you can have shields, just don't use them, right? In this matchup to make this you know relevant. So
Attack? Is that what we're looking? Or attackers?
Attackers, yeah.
Because Kadabra has the highest attack. Followed by Alakazam. And Alakazam Shadow obviously doesn't affect the attack. Haxorus.
So just to answer
Like I said,
Stoneblazing,
Jellicent, right? Pardon?
Just to answer Stoneblazing, yeah. So we decided a while ago that if this channel gets 75 subs, then I'm gonna do a hot tub stream. So get on it. You also get some great emotes. I like a few people worked really hard on some of those emotes. Like HisuianRyan designed a couple of them. Lily Bear designed a few. Zam and Kadabra Neva. I don't even think that'll help him. Artemis.
It has Fire Punch. What other bait do you need? Works for Diggersby.
We're at 5. so we need
attackers or chargers is what we're looking at.
Yeah, no, we're looking at my list as attackers right now.
So Jellicent is the best.
Yeah.
Dugong is second, but I don't like Dugong.
Oh, really?
I hate Dugong.
I mean,
yeah,
I hate it.
Don't like its
that doesn't
moves.
necessarily make
I
it
don't
bad.
like its moveset.
It's like
it's the moveset.
Dugong just keeps on winning stuff that you don't think it should win because of that combination of like the consistent Ice Shard and then the constant debuffing with Icy Wind and then its bulk as well. It just overcomes stuff that it like even when it's got a type disadvantage.
I think like a purified Dugong would be like good, but the problem is Water Pulse is crap.
Yeah.
And Walrein exists and it's good in this meta, and I just think Walrein's just better.
Sure, but I keep on, like, I know I say it all the time, but I call it the Toxic Coke principle now, where we learned during Twilight Cup that even though there is this massive hard counter in like a Venomoth, or I think there are other Confusion users at the time, like, even though that presence was there, Toxic Coke was still a very busted pick. You just had to avoid the Venomoth. And that can be the same thing with Dugong. Like, yeah, so it's going to hate Jellicent, and it's going to hate Walrein. There might be some others there too. Can't think of them off the top of my head. Anything else, though, like, it's going to do pretty well. Like, you'd love your Altaria matchup with a Dugong, for example. Any other dragon.
You also love the Altaria matchup, or with Walrein.
Sure. Okay, so is there anything that Dugong... Wait, where is Dugong ranked overall? Dugong is...
I think it's ranked pretty well.
13?
I think it's pretty good.
Okay, so I imagine
13,
Walrein would get more wins overall. And so I guess being both water types, both throwing ice damage, I guess there's really not much reason to bring Dugong instead of Walrein.
It says here, Dugong beats... I mean, the debuff is nice, like for Greedent and stuff. Like, now you're making me think I like Dugong. I just annoy people with Icy Wind, right?
I'll just let me matrix this.
It's got a 13 wins, 25 losses against the meta though for Dugong.
13, 25.
Walrein has
straight one shield.
Walrein has a 16 and 20. This is still not amazing.
Yeah, right. Both are pretty bad. Interesting. Dugong takes too long.
Celio has a better rating for meta, but you also have Body Slam.
Oh, I've missed a bit of chat. Hang on. Queen Aurora is still talking about the hot tub stream. Yumi, Gaines, and Amaranth. Oh yeah, I can ask Gaines. I'm sure he'd be into it. Triple crits thrown in Celio. Let's definitely take a look at that in a minute.
So you see, Greedent against the meta is a 66% win rate. That's why it's on every team.
So Walrein. Let's go Walrein, Dugong, and I'm gonna throw in Celio.
Jellicent's up at 60%. It's just RPS, right?
Jellicent is. Or...
Yeah, it is.
What are you referring to as
it's
RPS?
hard.
Jellicent? Yeah. I don't think.
I'm saying it has a good matchups against most of the meta, except for the normal types, right?
Okay, so could you run Ice Beam instead of Bubble Beam?
You lose a lot of stuff because of the baiting, I think.
So could you draw out the normal with something else? Like...
Yeah, for sure.
Draw it out with like your Mew or just any other psychic type?
Probably. Yeah, like it's good.
Who wins CMP out of Jellicent and Greedent?
Jellicent ingredient? I would say Jellicent probably. If I had to guess, Jellicent has attack of 106.6. Greedent has attack of 107.4. So
Greedent's
it's actually pretty close. It could be IV dependent.
I
mean, that's on default IVs, right?
And Bubble Beam at the same pace. So I'm looking at Wolrain versus Dugong, so Dugong,
rank 1 of both is tied at the exact same attack, 105.7.
Wow. Interesting.
So it could be like slightly IV dependent. Like if they have a really good Greedent and you have like a kind of a shittier Jellicent, you will most likely win CMP.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And vice versa. So it's very close.
So going back to Dugong, Celio, Wolrain. So Dugong over Wolrain beats so Dugong beats Greedent, where Wolrain doesn't. It also beats Hypno, Miltank, and Pelipper. So Dugong has a better matchup against your normal types, which is big. But then it's losing to
because of the debuffs, right?
Yeah, of course. It doesn't like your steals, of course. And it's interestingly, Dugong is losing to Kingdra and Komo, which I find very interesting. And is it also losing to Swampert?
Kingdra, did you say?
Yeah, apparently. It loses to Kingdra.
Which? Alrun?
Dugong does.
Or Dugong. Is that with the Octazooka?
So you're baiting with an Octazooka, getting to an Outrage. In this sim, the Octazooka doesn't debuff. So what if you go straight Outrage?
Wait, is that a meta Pokemon, Kingdra?
Oh, we can take a look at it. If they try and go straight Outrage, they win with 1 HP left.
It always sims lower than...
Yeah, for sure. Than what it performs.
And it actually performs, usually. Yeah. Like, let's say versus Greedent, for instance. That's what Bullet Seed.
While I was doing that sim, I'm also going to plug another thing. For anyone who hasn't seen us do these breakdowns, we do these every Tuesday night normally. What day is it today? It's Monday for Australians, Sunday for the US. Yeah, we do this normally every Tuesday night US time at 8 PM Eastern for every upcoming GBL meta. So remember to check that out. There's a schedule if you scroll down. You'll see a little calendar there, a schedule there. You can turn on notifications for the stream so that you'll know when we're going live. But yeah, they are always super helpful, super informative. Like I learn so much, and I'm the one doing it. So yeah, check us out with that. And so, what did you find?
Seems interesting. Like it does pretty well against some of the good picks. I think it's kind of debuff dependent, though. I will say, like against Greedent, like you do pretty well against Greedent.
We could have figured that out though.
With the debuff, right?
Yeah, I think we all knew it was pretty dependent on getting those Octazooka debuffs.
It's interesting because it's a dragon, but it's not weak to ice.
Yeah. And there's no fairies around.
You win the 0 shield against Walrein. And you win the 2 shield, but you need an Octazooka debuff. Okay, we're doing the double dragon strat. Let's go.
I want to backtrack a little bit because Triple Crit brought up Celio. And so I did, just as a last minute thought, chuck that into the ice type scrim here. Not scrim, the sim. And I'm really liking it. because it picks up Hypno, Quagsire, Lapras, Pelipper, Walrein. It's dropping Bronzong, Empoleon, Gyarados. I think those wins are a lot better than the losses. You're obviously doing terribly against your Jellicent.
Yeah.
You're still beating Altaria, even without that ice.
I know you're a big Celio guy. We have officially banned it from our faction. No Vanguard user is allowed using Celio going forward. It's either Walrein or Lapras, or preferably Shadow Lapras.
Like, Celio is so good for Vanguard.
It's too bad because it creates too many problems with the ghosts.
All of our Vanguard wins have been with using Celio.
You're doing it wrong then.
against opponents that aren't running Celio. Our Celio has been crushing. Like, because, like, you get up to a body slam and then, like, save it, and then manage to, like, bring it into KO a Machamp as well.
They always have a Coffin or a Frostlass, right? Like, and then if you have a fighting type, like, you just, like, it's like, you're very predictable with your lineups. You can only do so much.
Yeah, and, well, like I said, we've led Celio into Machamp a bunch of times and ended up winning that battle. Because, like, we can just farm the crap out of... what was it? It was like... Especially against people that bring Dugong. Like, if they...
Dugong? Who the hell's bringing Dugong into
we've faced people bringing Dugong.
Well, they're stupid! Literally, it's Walrein, Shadow Lapras, maybe Celio.
Celio is a good Pokemon. And...
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying... like how prominent ghosts are in that meta, it's just awkward with the body slam. That's the only problem I have with it.
It's done us very well.
Sus.
Oh yeah, that's right. We also have been cheating, but like hacking into the game and you know, slowing their game down.
I knew it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Celio worth considering. Look, the fact that it does worse against Jellicent than Walrein does, that does give me some concern. It's also the matchup against Altaria. I mean, the matchup against Altaria looks just fine, so forget that. Well, like, what else is there? Yeah, Empoleon. Like, how popular is Empoleon going to be? Oh, sorry, I was looking at the, the Dugong. Yeah, so, like, Dugong's the only one that can beat Greedent out of those three. That's fine. It does the best against Hypno, but that's, like, pretty close. Yeah, that Lapras matchup, I love that. It's the best against Lugia. By the way, I'm not saying you must have Celio. I'm just saying, like everything, it has certain advantages, and it's got some disadvantages.
Mm-hmm.
Does better than Walrein does against Swampert, interestingly. Like, it's got a higher average and a better win-loss record.
How's bulk? Bulk is D bulk is fine, right?
So what are you looking at? This...
No problem.
This team? So, yeah, fill me in. What are you talking about?
Oh, the bulk.
Of what? Of Greedent?
Sizer, Dragonair, Kingdra, Mew, Mantine, Greedent.
Oh, okay.
That's a potential team that I'm looking at. Maybe I'll save it as in
potential.
And
I'm not sold on Kingdra at the moment.
Nope, Kingdra's it. It's the cat's pajamas, as they say.
They do say that. Quite often. So Sizer we were talking about very early on. It's the Lyle, you go.
What about Sizer?
Yeah,
why
why
Sizer?
Sizer? Yeah.
It just seems like a very safe pick, and so there's not like any fire really in the meta. With the charge moves, it like basically can hit for super effective or neutral damage against almost everything in the top of the meta. So it seems very flexible and safe. Like I definitely think I want it on my team. Yeah, that's fine.
And it's kind of a tough pick. I mean, you could run double Bug Steel with like Sizer and a Scavalier because it's like that. Like you said,
they do different things.
Yeah, they do very different things. And there's so little fire around. The only fire was Victini and something else. Victini and Delphox. What about fire damage?
Unless there's any. I mean, technically Mew could run Flame Charge.
Yeah, but would it?
Como-O has Flamethrower. Hypno has Fire Punch access to.
Like that's somewhat that has some sort of likelihood, but like
Alomomola has Hidden Power Fire.
Yeah, you're so.
Speaking of Alomomola,
you're so unlikely to see any fire damage in this meta.
Imagine a Hidden Power Fire Alomomola. Yo, that would wreck you. Also, this thing Gastrodon Hidden Power Fire.
I looked through all my Lux Rays for Hidden Power Ground for Electric Cup, and no dice. The best I got was Fighting type, which is good against your Alolan Rocks. What about some bulk in Wormadam trash?
Seems good. No dark types, which is always nice for Confusion user. It's bulky. Like it's got good charge moves, and the fact that it can beat Greedent, Walrein, is pretty nice. You do get walled by Jellicent, other than Confusion, but it's still close matchup.
Like reasonably close, yeah. And the matchup with Altaria is pretty close as well. So I don't mind that.
I wonder if you get a Bug Buzz debuff here. Does that do anything for you?
It gets... Oh, wow. That gets very close, yeah. Is that in the twos?
Yeah. If you get 2 Bugs debuffs, you still lose.
Still lose. But, I mean, you get some farm off the next Pokemon, which could come in handy.
Yeah. It's not the worst. I think, is there any other coverage moves? Psybeam is bad. Don't use Psybeam.
Yeah, don't use Psybeam.
60 energy for 39 damage. Yeah, it looks pretty decent. Being able to beat Greedent is always nice. Like being able to beat Greedent is like really nice. Altaria matchup very close.
Can you are taking neutral damage from Skytack, right? Is that what we're coming to? Yeah, like could you run a Scavalier, Sizor, and Wormadam?
Well, yes, but then you'll start having problems with like Deoxys and stuff like that.
Ah, Deoxys, yeah. I mean, if you're running Confusion on Wormadam, then yeah, that definitely struggles against the Deoxys. And yeah, Deoxys would have a lot of play against that group.
It's a very good matchup for Deoxys.
Yeah.
Technically, Wormadam wins the one shield. That's with a bait.
Yeah.
So it's a possibility.
If Wormadam was running Bug Bite instead of Confusion, then that'd be a lot better.
Then you just do worse against Jellicent.
Yeah.
And Altaria, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think you would want Bug Bite. I don't hate Wormadam. I don't know. This meta seems interesting.
Yeah.
Seems like there's lots of options, which is nice. It's not like
I don't
Ember
want
where
to-
it's like.
Yeah, go on.
You're saying unlike Ember where it's like if you're not running.
Mm.
Like we literally saw usage data for factions for Ember, and it was like 99% of teams are running the top 4. Like
It literally
like
just
every single friggin' team is running Quillfish, Poliwrath, Piloswine, Charizard.
And then it was
That's on
like how
every
everyone had to run those
fucking
4,
team.
and then you had some flexibility over what you wanted to be last 2.
Yeah. Then the last 2, it's like some are running Electivire, some are running Trevenant,
Yeah.
some are running Victini, some are running like a second fighter.
A Runegrig.
Yeah, I think some of those picks kind of like if you looked at the usage data, like they were dying. They were more popular at the beginning. They started dying off near the end, but
and that's what I was gonna say when you were talking about how there's a lot of like different directions you can go. There is a chance that, you know, as the month goes on, the meta will solidify and it will be just you've got to run these Pokemon. Period. But for now, at the start of the month, we're looking pretty open. Like there are absolute picks that like you've got to at least think about, but there does seem to be opportunity to explore.
right. Yeah, it seems good. I like it so far. So we'll have to see. Maybe I'll do some practice with someone at some point. I'm just like feeling pretty tired, so I'll probably get to bed after this. But maybe maybe this week I'll do some practice for that. Whatever it's called. I don't like the name of it. I think the name's stupid. Like, could they have, is it like an acronym or something? I don't get it. Like,
So I
they
looked
not
it
come
up.
up with, like-
Naiad is some kind of spirit thing. That's all I got out of looking that up.
I don't know.
Some kind of mythical reference of some description. Yeah, it's very esoteric.
Now I have to change my. I'm gonna have to change my freaking Mew for this cup, right?
I'm so sorry, man.
Do you want to do it right now?
I mean, it would only be good content if we could get your phone on screen.
I'll show my phone then.
Okay.
We'll do it to end the stream. Lyle changes his Mew for a Naiad cup. 1 second.
So, are you sharing your PB Poke on your phone, or?
Nope.
Okay, you've
There you
mirrored
go.
it up. Okay, perfect. Let me see how that looks. I mean,
Is it 151? There we go.
yes, it is.
I call him Stewie. Is his name?
That's cute.
I don't know why. I cannot. I cannot remember naming this thing Stewie. Oxide Mew? No, you want Wild Charge Dragon Claw. So over under, how many charge TMs? We have a rocket event coming up. I only have 148, so.
Okay, so that means you have to pick a number and I have to pick over or under.
Okay, let's say it's gonna be 25.
Oh, over. Fucking easily over.
Okay, let's see.
That's
Focus
one.
Blast, not it. Ice Shock,
Two.
actually not a bad moveset.
3,
Ice Beam could be interesting.
4,
Cover Ball.
5,
So Ice Shock again.
6, 7,
Bulldoze, oh my god.
8,
Mega Ball.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
God damn it.
14. Oh, you got it!
That was it. Did I team it again? Did I team it again? Oh my god, I'm scared. Did I hit it again? Okay, there we go. Easy.
Wow!
Easy. There we go.
Maybe I just got
Wild
super
Charge,
unlucky with my, like, 54 or whatever that I used. Because, like, Ryan said he got his in 10.
I know there is bug. Yes, I know there's bug ice in Altaria for sure, but the problem you run in with Rock Slide is that it's just the energy cost basically, right?
It's the same as Wild Charge.
It becomes no, but I'm saying it's not the same as Dragon Claw.
Oh yeah, no, I'm thinking like Dragon Claw, Rock Slide.
And Wild Charge is a harder hitting move than Rock Slide.
Yeah, but then you've got
So what was the team we were
like
gonna?
Altaria.
I was gonna
like
say
you'd have a much better matchup against Altaria, wouldn't you?
I need a Greedent. Well, you have Dragon Claw
Yeah, you do win
for
with the
Altaria,
Dragon
right?
Claw, technically. Yeah, I guess, but yeah, Wild Charge, like a lot of the ices are also water, so Wild Charge would hit those, like your Walrein and Dugong Celio. And Electric also hits the flyers. The bugs. I mean, how many bugs are around though? Most of the bugs are part steel as well, so Rock Slide isn't actually doing super effective to them. It'll absolutely crush Mise's Ledian. That's one advantage.
Okay, how does this team look?
Ryan, I don't want to do mine because like I'm on like 30 TMs right now, and I want to save up for the Rocket event. Focus Blast.
Yeah, we have
Focus
the Rocket
Blast
event
new.
coming up, so I'd be.
Jeez.
I don't think so. I mean, you could. I mean, that's the thing. You
That'd be
could run
fun.
anything, but the problem is like for shit like that is like just becomes kind of awkward.
Well, I mean, I
are you
learned a real
beating the
lesson
normals?
with like facing. I don't know if I mentioned it on stream or not. I faced against someone in Ember Cup that was running Thunder Punch, Flamethrower, Electivire, and swept that tournament mainly off of the back of that Pokemon. So that I've learned a real lesson there in like the benefit of running unexpected charge moves. Like, yeah, sure, you lose X matchup with that moveset, but then you win so much more with just your opponent thinking, I can tank this X move, and then suddenly, bam, it's Focus Blast, and they're suddenly just in a terrible position because I've just completely wiped out a Pokemon.
Yeah, issue though is I would say so Flamethrower and Thundershock is a little different than Shadow Claw and Focus Blast. Would be my only gripe. Also, like, do you even win against Greedent with Focus Blast is the question. Unless the Zero
Valid.
Shield, maybe, probably.
Yeah, let's check that out.
Yeah. Okay. So the Zero Shield, you win with 3 HP.
Okay.
Focus Blast does 97%, so it does a lot of damage. But you never getting like they're always as long as they shield once. This is with Wild Charge. I guess you were on Dragon Claw Focus Blast.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
You would need
It would
something
have to be Dragon Claw Focus
to
Blast.
hit the dragons, right? That's
Yeah.
something that's lower energy. So even with a bait, like maybe like a double bait, I don't even know. No, even with a double bait, like you need energy lead. So there you go. As a safe switch with a bait
Oh, by the way, you're
if
still
they no
sharing your
shield.
screen.
Anyways,
Someone else seeing your PV poke.
my bad.
I mean, respect doesn't build your ranking.
It's close. It's close. It's like you need an energy lead or you need them to no shield.
Yeah,
So
that fact
because if
is what kills Focus Blast for me, because like with the Flamethrower Electivire, for example, like if you let through the charge move on your Piloswine, which you absolutely will because you don't expect a Flamethrower, that thing KOs. Whereas even if you do land a Focus Blast, this still isn't that comfortable. Like, you still, like, if you've gotten a bit of chip damage, you'll still lose that matchup. So that's for me the big killer of this idea.
Like 1-0 for sure.
Yeah.
You win. Greedent. I think Miltank is slightly bulkier. Focus Blast only does 93%. The Shadow Claw does 1.4%. This is with the 2 energy lead, the 2 Shadow Claws lead. It's better because they don't have crunch. You probably don't need an energy lead in this match.
No.
Yeah, you don't. But you definitely have to bait if they're going to shield, right? Like, you can't go straight Focus Blast.
Well,
because Focus Blast is
like you can
75 energy
because they'll never expect it. Like, they'll never shield the first charge move against a
That's
green.
in one battle.
Yeah, sure. But that you're then up 1-0.
And the second battle,
right?
The second battle you bait, I guess?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, no, yep, cool. You're right.
But if you look at, like, a matrix, you can check and see, like, because we looked at,
Wild Charge Surf.
No, I was going to say we looked at Hypno with Focus Blast.
Right. Go the zero shield. Oh wow, that's not really not much difference.
Why is it only... What?
Wait.
Oh, this is against my team.
Okay,
Right.
never mind. It's like, it only drops 2 Pokemon. Well, yeah, that's just there's only 4 Pokemon in the list.
So with the Dragon Claw Focus Blast, you're able to beat, I guess, Greedent. Miltank, Quagsire, Snorlax, Wishcash.
Yeah, jealous.
But you lose. You pick up with Shadow Wild Charge, Beedrill, Gyarados, Pelipper, Jellicent, Lugia, Mantine. That's basically it.
Now,
and then if you look at the
shield.
overall scores, Wild Charge seems better in the ones, obviously. Wild Charge still technically better in the zeros,
cool.
according to this. I think the ties are with the Mew.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, you could run it. I mean, there's nothing necessarily wrong with it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, fair enough.
I think it just makes it a little more bait dependent or inconsistent. Because like, let's say you're versus a Walrein, like you're like versus Greedent. Okay, sure, maybe they let a Focus Blast go. But versus like a Walrein, they might think you're throwing a Wild Charge, and they might want to shield it anyways, right?
Yeah.
And then if they shield a Focus Blast, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So, yeah,
that's fair.
It could go either way.
Let's see.
I prefer the more like the lower energy moveset, since Focus Blast is like 75 energy, right? So let's see here. Shadow Claw Mew takes it's 5-4, 5-4 to Giant Claw, right? 5 every time to surf.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It's 6-6-5 to Wild Charge. Focus Blast is 10. So one Focus Blast is basically almost you're two more Shadow Claws, you're at double Wild Charge. That's the downside, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's definitely possible.
Okay, so I'm now moving on to Dragalge. I find Dragalge a bit of an interesting pick. Resisting all the bug moves. Doing all the dragon things. Apparently it does lose to... I put, where was it in the team builder? Dragalge is listed here as a loss to
Does worse
Altaria.
against the ice types? right?
Worse, not than Altaria.
No, but then the Dragonair.
Right.
Because it has Aquatail Outrage, so
Not bulky, though.
it's not. It's pretty bulky, yep.
Actually,
Not bad.
1896
I like
is not as bulky
Dragology.
as I thought. I mean, so it beats Greedent.
It's pretty.
Does Dragonair beat Greedent? I don't think so.
I think this is a Bullet Sea Greedent.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's
For sure, you beat Bullet Sea Greedent. Tackle Greedent is very close. But that's a bait and landing an Outrage in the 1 shield. In the 2 shield, you can beat it barely straight Aquatail. Let's see. Depends on how good of a rank their Greedent is. If they have a really high rank Greedent, they might be able to win that. Dragonair Shadow wins the 2 shield against a Greedent. Yeah. Yep.
okay. Yeah,
Interesting.
That is good to know. Because Greedent is going to be everywhere, so you need to know exactly how to beat it. I'm looking at Dragonair versus Dragougie against the meta, and like Dragougie doesn't win as much, but the wins it gets are pretty darn good. It picks up Altaria and Jellicent. And Mew. Like that those are 3 big picks. It loses DD. It loses a Scavalier.
Yeah, the poison typing, right, would hurt it there.
Yeah.
In both cases, the poison typing hurts it with DD and a Scavalier, right?
Could you run both? Dragonair, Dragougie? And then just pick whichever one suits your team comp?
I mean, the team that I just was gonna test out has Dragonair and Kingdra.
Yeah.
Kingdra was the second dragon I was gonna try. Because I didn't want to be too weak to ice. So
but then as long as you don't I don't know yet if this is a strategy that I've found helpful, but I have built teams before with the idea of, well, these 2 Pokemon won't work in the same line of 3, but I can pick either one depending on what my opponent's line is and what I think will do better against that line. So maybe if you're running, whichever 2 dragons you're running, you can either, so say if you're running Dragonair and Dragougie, yeah, they're both weak to ice, but you would just pick whichever one of those would do better against the rest of the lineup.
Yeah.
I think would be the play.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, just because you have 6 Pokemon doesn't mean you need to use them all, right? So
yeah, sure.
A lot of times you get yourself in trouble trying to force something in where it doesn't quite fit just because you see 1 or 2 good matchups. Like this week in Factions, I registered a Wish Cache on my team. Didn't bring it.
Sure.
Didn't build it.
Didn't even build it. Wait, do you not have a Great League Wish Cache? A Great League, as opposed
Ultra
to any
League
other
Wish Cache.
Okay, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I didn't end up building it because I didn't need it. They only had 2 targets on their team.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had other things to deal with that. So they didn't end up bringing the Lantern at all anyways. So, I mean, maybe the Wish Cache was good bench pressure, but
yeah.
I felt like it was kind of a... Because they had, like, Abomasnow, and they had, like, Charizard, like, stuff like that. Like, makes it awkward, so...
Dragonite with superpower.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's not a lot of steel types.
You got the normal types though.
Yeah, the ice types too.
Yeah, I mean, well,
it's definitely more volatile. than Altaria.
Yeah.
Well, you can like one shot basically like a Walrein or something with a superpower,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
from a Shadow Dragonite.
Yeah.
So there's that ability. Like if you lose lead, you can hopefully like farm something down.
You know what? Oh, maybe not. I was gonna say, Triple Crit brought up Wormadam Trash. I feel like Bronzong might be just a better version of that, but it's got that, like, the typing makes it a lot weaker to Jellicent than what a Wormadam would be. Like, we saw Wormadam would be very close. We see
the Psychic typing, yeah.
Yeah. However, I want to see what that Jellicent matchup is with, like, Feint Attack and Payback. And that Mew matchup as well, actually.
Feint Attack's so bad.
That's not that bad.
Very bad.
It's like... It happens to be a move, like, a lot of the Pokemon that could use it have better options, like Umbreon running Snarl. Like, I've seen people running Feint Attack Umbreon and doing quite well. I'm not saying this will be one of those cases, though. Yeah, no, it's still losing 219. Yeah, that's not looking good. What about against Mew? I mean, it wins the zeros. That's one thing it's got. But then...
Which one?
Feint Attack, Bronzong, but I would actually probably wager that Confusion Bronzong also wins the zeros there. Never mind! Forget the Feint Attack! We don't need
Oh wait, we're off
Feint
Feint Attack? Thank God, we're off Feint Attack.
I'll be back.
I think that's like mostly we talked about a lot. I mean, there's a lot of viable Pokemon, so like it's impossible for us to cover everything.
Yeah.
But I think we did like a pretty good job, mostly going over everything. Like Shadow Mewtwo, if you want, could enjoy that. Seeking, okay, could be interesting pick, honestly, with your Poison Jab, Jobron, Icy Wind coverage. Like,
Alolan Raichu loses to Jellicent in the ones. That's crazy.
It takes super effective damage from ghosts.
Yeah, but
I'm telling you, a lot of Jellicent wins are baits.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of Jellicent wins are baits.
Lapras we haven't talked about much. So Victini, do you see much use for a Victini?
Seeking beats Victini, so I don't know about that.
Yeah, you're gonna lose to Greedent, you're gonna lose to Altaria, of course. You're gonna lose to Mew. Maybe you. I mean, you'll have play against Mew because you'll like have to shield V creates, right? The matchup against Walreign's an interesting one, but generally in Walreign's favor. Yeah, so I'm not super high on Victini. I'm loving the Lugia idea. Like that Greedent Lugia core sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm starting to think Seeking seems fun.
Okay, so what are you getting with Seeking? You're gonna hate Jellicent again.
Well, you have Drill Ground at least.
Yeah, I mean, you've got it, sure.
Yeah, are you losing to Jellicent? Sure. You get absolutely destroyed by Jellicent? Sort of.
But does it have enough positives to make it worth it?
You actually get Jellicent down to 8 HP and the 0 shield.
That's cool. That's cool. That's something.
So it's not that bad
Yeah.
against Jellicent.
Straight drill running.
I mean, ice seems like a good typing in this meta, right? And like not being weak to fighting type moves or neutral to steel type moves, like from the Sizer, could be interesting. You still lose pretty handily to something like Escavalier with the poison jab, and Mew as well because wild charge. But I don't know. It seems kind of like an interesting pick.
That's
with the icy wind.
And I like. I feel like a lot of people that really excel at like custom metas tend to be those people that find that one pick that like no one's prepared for, that gets a lot of those unexpected wins, that sleeper pick.
It beats basically all the dragons, right? And it's not an ice type, so that's something.
For me, I had a double legacies seeking that I had literally like caught myself and never transferred back before they were legacy moves, right? And so all I had to do was double move the thing and Elite TM at once, which I was pretty proud of. But it's such a low rank, a low stat product, that I think it loses so many of the things that you want it to win. And so it's like, do I want to persist with running this bad seeking, or do I want to just spend the 3 Elite TMs to build a better one?
3? Dude, I have 2 Seekings. One's for Ultra League.
There you go. So you spent 6 Elite TMs.
6 Elite TMs.
Oh, good enough.
Well, my Seeking for Great League is a rank 3, so I felt like it was worth it.
Yeah.
It's a fun Pokemon to use. I might build that into my... I'll build a second tag called NAIAD2. And I will build a team with Seeking. Wait, what were the things that did really poorly against the dragons?
Really poorly against the dragons?
Yeah, like what didn't want to see the dragons?
Swampert is a... So I'm looking at specifically Altaria. Swampert is a key win for Altaria. Galvantula doesn't particularly like the dragons.
Probably Galv, right? Galv because of the electric.
Yeah.
Okay, Galv. So we got Seeking, Galv. I still like Dragonair.
Are you... I don't know if your stream is frozen. Are you team building on PvP Poke right now? Or?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm team building the old-fashioned way. I'm just thinking. Oh, maybe not Galv. Galv's too glassy. Maybe I'll use Charjabug. How about that?
Oh. I wanna, when you're done with that, I wanna talk about Galvantula versus Charjabug. And versus Vikavolt as well.
Vikavolt, do not use. We can discuss Charjabug and Galvantula. The nice thing about Charjabug is is it Charjabug? Yeah. So the nice thing about Charjabug is it has Crunch as well.
Yeah.
If you need it. But I guess Jellicent is the only ghost. So, but it would be better. I mean, I guess, and then Psychics you can hit with X Scissors. So maybe you don't need Crunch in this meta specifically. But
and you've also got to choose between Bug Bite and Spark.
So, Galvantula does better against Charjabug does better against Buzzwole and Wormadam Trash, but you lose Beedrill, Galv, Mew, and Wishcash. You could
Mew's the only one I'm hating out of that.
run Bug Bite, but then it makes it way worse to things. Bug Bite honestly doesn't look that bad on it. 25 wins out of 13. You do better with wins, but you'd be really bad against. So Bug Bite, as we talked about before, like other poison, like any poison types or flying types, like you're losing to Gyarados with Bug Bite.
Yeah, right.
As an electric type, but you destroy Hypno. You beat Jirachi now. You lose to Lugia almost. But you can beat Miltank.
How are you losing to Pelipper? That's insane.
With Bug Bite.
Yeah, I know.
It's just so slow. It's slow.
Is that a uniquely Australian thing where we ask it in the rhetorical form? Like when I say how are you losing to Pelipper, like I'm not looking for an answer.
I say shut the F up, bozo. I don't know. It just it loses to Pelipper. What can you say? Like Greedent is on every team, right? So we need a Greedent on our team, right?
Yeah, totally. So I also want to look at, maybe we can finish up with this. I want to look at how you can beat Greedent without a counter user.
Yeah, do it.
Which Wormadam Trash actually fills that role. So another bug steal.
Right, some of the bugs as Cavalier, but as a counter user, like you're saying.
Yeah. Empoleon. I think Empoleon's interesting and is worth a look in this meta. Just going back to... It's good. I mean, it has a fairly even matchup with
It's just the Dragons, right?
Yeah. I mean, well,
it's not good.
It's resisting the Dragon Breaths. And it's resisting.
Yeah, but you're very slow. You're very slow. But Dragon Breath is better. Like resisted Dragon Breath is always going to be better than resisted waterfalls, right?
But then you've got Drill Peck to kind of make up for it in a lot of cases. Hang on, let me look that up.
Nah, Drill Peck's this is really bad.
Yeah, you are losing to Altaria. And Jellicent. But you do beat Greedent. Beat Bronzong, you beat Miltank, you beat Hypno.
Bulk is really bad for this team, but coverage is really good. Losing to Snorlax, I don't expect it to be Snorlax. Yeah. Losing to Greedent, Swampert, yeah, I could cover a Greedent a bit better. Like, I have my own Greedent, so there's that. And Seeking is in charge of his close matchup.
A lot of these losses on Greedent side are actually, like, very narrow. Oh, hang on, that's with Bullet Seed. You know what? Tackle a given. Because, like, you're never expecting to do... a whole bunch of stuff resist Bullet Seed, sure, but you're never expecting to do damage with Bullet Seed anyway. The whole point of Bullet Seed is your energy generation. You're relying on your charge move damage to get wins with that Pokemon.
It's better against flying types, Tackle. It's much better against flying types. And specifically dragons as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like, you're not expecting Bullet Seed to do damage against anything. It's the same argument we have with Infestation versus Bug Bite. It's like, sure, one generates energy quicker and you can spam charge moves, but then the other one makes it very awkward in certain health ranges, right? Like, if they're not in Body Slam range, you might have to throw 2 Body Slams, when with the other way you can just throw a couple tackles. You know what I'm saying? That's a much more enticing situation than, say, with Infestation on Araquanid. Like, it does get a little awkward of, like, having to build up to a Bug Buzz to get that last KO, right? But with Greedent, you're getting to each of those Body Slams in 9 turns, at most. So, like, having to build up to another Body Slam isn't as big a deal with that one.
Right.
Triple Crit says Bullet Seed for Quag and Whis. But the point I'm trying to make is that you don't pay attention to the damage that Bullet Seed's doing. So like, yeah, it's great that Bullet Seed does more against those two, but it's like, that's not why I would pick Bullet Seed over Tackle.
Right, I would say Bullet Seed is better against Ghosts and Flyers, and Tackle's better against Flyers. That's about it. It's not about doing super effective damage. It's about things that resist the charge move. So
I would say it's about neither. I would say it's about whether you want more charge move pressure or a bit more balance, and a bit more balance isn't automatically a good thing. Like, yeah,
yes, it is. I've been on, wrecked, Fish.
I've been on your page. I've been on the same page as you in the past about, like, balance is generally preferred, but there are some situations where you might want the extra charge move pressure.
Okay, so here you can see 25 and 13 versus 21 and 16. Top one is Bullet Seed.
Mm-hmm.
With Tackle, you lose apparently Charge Bug. Apparently, you lose the Bullet Seed ingredient, and you lose Swampert. Okay, so yeah, I guess the Bullet Seed damage adds up in the Swampert matchup. But things you can beat: Dragon type, specifically Dragonair, Lugia, Deoxys Defense, Beedrill. I don't know how common that's going to be.
I mean, how many of those get flipped with just like one Bullet Seed of lead? I don't know if you can do that in questions. You can't. 2 shield still better for, like, you can beat Wormadam with Tackle. You can't beat it with Bullet Seed. It's a positive. 0 shield maybe better with Bullet Seed. Still better with Tackle. Look at you beat Empoleon with Tackle, but you lose with Bullet Seed. That's pretty crazy.
Just saying.
Yeah, but like, you know, you come out of you get greeted in a positive matchup. You come out of it with like an extra body slam, a full extra body slam. You can put pressure on the next Pokemon already. Like, it's got advantages. Like, it's not a given. I might still run Tackle again. Like, I just
like. Are they recommending Rock Slide or Thunderbolt on Deoxys? Probably Rock Slide, right?
I think they're recommending Thunderbolt.
And why would that be? Because, like, Rock Slide seems better for, like, what am I typing in rock there? Rock Slide seems better for, like, a lot of things, but yeah. I don't know.
No, I think you're right. You're in the zeros right now.
So picks up 1 win, but it has a better overall. So I don't understand how you're losing to Dragalge.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
With Rock Slide. That seems awkward. It must be some sort of sim thing, like
a timing thing.
I don't get it. How would you? Can I open it?
So you've got to, if you click on that particular thing, it takes you to, yeah, and then you got to click on that.
Psycho Boost, Rock Slide loses to Dia. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, because... Oh, I get it. Outrage? Is it because of the counter damage? You're not doing as many counters? Or some shit?
No, I think it's just a timing thing. On the sim, it's Thunderbolt's taking an extra counter.
No, because on the sim, it's saying you just throw 3 Psycho Boosts for Thunderbolt.
Huh.
But for Rock Slide, they're saying throw a Rock Slide then a Psycho Boost, and the Psycho Boost doesn't quite KO. Strange.
Yeah, that is.
It's the same. No. That doesn't make any difference, right?
Yeah.
Pelipper, Rock Slide hurts you, so that's one thing. Again, I don't understand how Rock Slide or Thunderbolt would affect you in the Quagsire matchup. Bronzong is something where I would say you would definitely want Thunderbolt for like the steel types. But I don't know how popular Bronzong will be.
Yeah.
And like I feel like most of the other steel types are like the bug steel, so you can still hit them with the Rock Slide. And like Rock Slide would do better against like Altaria, right?
Yeah.
Slightly better. A lot better, but oh, you at least win the Zero Shield, so there's something there. Yeah. I think I would lean towards Rock Slide.
Rock Slide, yeah.
If I was running it in this meta, so. Okay. Let's see. I'll do some practice this week.
And just quickly, what were we looking at before? We were looking at just going back to the tackle gradient. We've got oh wait, was this tackle? Just very quickly.
Don't use tackle, kids. Okay. I mean, wait. Don't use bullet seed.
You heard it here
Always
first.
use tackle.
So Lyle says don't use tackle on your gradient. Look, that's a hot take, but you know you're the expert here, so.
Shut it, sir.
This is basically your list. You don't have to counter it with a counter user. Obviously, your counter user is your biggest counter to it, but Altaria does just as well. And you got your Empoleon. I feel like there'll be a lot of like targets for Altaria. Like not targets for Altaria. I think a lot of things targeting Altaria. I think a lot of teams are going to have multiple counters to Altaria. So you might want to consider other options.
Yeah, like Sea King.
Oh, thank you, Cubo.
Like Sea King, that thing will F up with Altaria.
Just F it up.
We just straight clap Altaria with our Icy Wind.
Yeah, Sea King definitely worth a look, to be honest. I can't seem to add extra Pokemon to this list, unfortunately. I think I have to go into Matrix Battle for that.
Skill issue.
Alright, cool. Let's cut it there. I do have to get ready to get to the airport to get home.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I have to go to sleep soon because I'm getting pretty tired.
Okay.
It's 10 o'clock and I am falling asleep, so...
Alright, sounds good. I mean, I think this is a great breakdown. I hope everyone else feels the same way.
It's a very wide open meta, unlike last month, so...
Despite there being some big
never going to be able to go over things. Yeah, it looks pretty top heavy, but there's a lot of viable picks, I'd say, which is really nice.
Totally.
There's going to be a lot of variety, so make sure you build your team as flexible as possible, because you know when you get into these tournaments, sometimes you'll go up against that like one person that has something like weird, and you're like, oh shit, like I didn't think about this Pokemon, and now I'm going to get absolutely destroyed. So...
Yep, happens to me all the time. That's my career right there.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna raid Bubble Mouse OG. Haven't raided her for a while. Also,
sounds good.
I haven't streamed on a Monday morning, I think, ever. So
it's Sunday, sir.
Oh, my apologies.
Get it right.
Be more world weary, you're not American, fuck.
That's
what we call comic irony,
okay?
People.
We don't all live in Australia.
Farley says we like flexibility. Yeah, totally. Yeah, flexibility and balance. I think two like huge things for me.
Yep, and fast move pressure, right?
No, you don't need that.
Okay.
I do. Yeah, Lyle. It's Monday. I've been loving bringing Pokemon into my factions teams that have multiple viable movesets, so that I can kit it out. Like when I see my opponent's team, I can kit it out however I want.
It's very important in factions.
Totally.
That's why I've been using double a lot in Ultra League. Like
Yeah.
the ability to go between like payback, wild charge is like really nice.
I won my most recent Great League battle with both.
Yeah,
Cheers,
you
Smiley.
can also do that if you really want to. But it makes it a little more awkward.